You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Ooh-wee. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Good, great, grand evening to you wonderful, beautiful people. The boy is back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and lads, brethren and sisters, hermanos, mi hermanas, amigos, mi amigas, and kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is, man. The doctor's in the house. All right, so let's get it, man. So let's get it. We have a lot of things to chop about today, man. It was a weekend review, as you could see, as you could tell. There's been a lot of crazy things that went down. I know, let me not say crazy, but there's been a lot of things that went down in boxing, man. There's a lot of things that went down in boxing, and I actually personally believe it was beautiful, man. And well, man, it was a beautiful thing. You know, boxing is awesome. Boxing is supposed to be unpredictable. Boxing is supposed to be a demonstration of two superb athletes, talents, individuals hopping in the ring and seeing who is the better man or woman, you know. And that was done yesterday, not just once but multiple times, you know. But the most significant one was, you know, the American Terence Bud Crawford and the Mexican Saul Canelo Alvarez, man. But before we get to that stuff, you know, and all that good stuff and bonbons, let's start off with our prayer and thank the Most High, because it is the first day of the week. We do it every day anyway, but especially got to get right. You know what I'm saying? First day of the week on this Sunday, and step off into it with the right foot. So please join me and bow your heads. If you don't indulge, then sit back, have a coconut smile till we finish. Through Jesus' name, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for all that you have done for us and continue to do for us, Lord, bringing us into this new week. No matter what we're going through, no matter what we were going through or will be going through in the future, let us just take let's have faith and take comfort in knowing that you're going to guide us through, because tomorrow will come, if we're blessed to see tomorrow. And we just want to thank you for that, Lord, and not put too much pressure on ourselves. We definitely want to keep the pressure on ourselves to make sure that we're doing doing what we're supposed to be doing and doing what we're capable of to do things right, but not put the unrealistic burden on ourselves to where we think that everything's going to be perfect or utopia or ideal. That's left to you, Lord, for we are imperfect, but in our imperfections we tend to shine and get stronger because you make up for what we lack, Lord. So we thank you for that. And we also want to send our sincerest condolences and love to the Hatton family and everybody that lost loved ones now or recently. Just cover them in your mercies, and we give them our deepest thoughts and prayers. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. We got Dub Zeros in the building. What's good, brethren? My guy Doc, what up? It's my favorite fighter, but hey, man, we about to talk about it. Man. But before we do, I do want to say rest in peace to Ricky Hatton again. Like we always do, our typical fashion. Whenever somebody that's involved in the boxing world, whether it's a fighter, a renowned observer, official, or a judge, or otherwise, we always try to give them their proper respects. And one of my favorite fighters, a guy that I enjoyed watching a lot, was Ricky Hitman Hatton, and unfortunately he passed at the tender ripe age of 46 years old. And they haven't disclosed why yet, but they did say that they don't expect suspicious activity. So if you know the history of Ricky Hatton and some of the things that he has openly went through, some of his troubles in relation to depression and alcohol and other uses and self-medicating things, you could probably connect the dots on your own, but I don't know yet, so I don't want to make any assumptions. But rest in peace to Ricky Hitman Hatton, and let's give him a 10 count, like we typically do, the boxing talk way. Let's do it. Yes. Once again, our sincerest condolences to the Hitman Hatton family, man. Ricky Hatton, man, rest in peace. And yeah, shout out to Ricky Hatton, man. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez, mi hermano Carnal in the building, man. Big member in the building. Yes, sir. Amen, Dub. Hey, Ricky Hatton. Hey, Ricky Hatton. Yes, sir, man. Hey, what you say? I got 50 on my pinky, 50 on my wrist when he was talking trash to Floyd. Yeah, man, he just fought too. Remember, who did he just fight? Didn't he just fight like Marco Antonio Barrera or somebody? I don't remember who he fought. But yeah, man, shout out to him, man. Seems like life put him down like Pat, man. This time he didn't make the. Hey, yo, I'm not even, bro. I'm not playing with Oscar, bro. You guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going, bro. I'm not going. But yeah, man. So this man, hold on, bro. He said he's like life put it. What? Hey, yo, nah, this man Oscar off the chain, bro. I'm not going, man. The internet is crazy. But you check this out, man. So we had some great fights last night, man, and. Man, we had some fights in Japan. We were all over the globe, right? On multiple continents, right? First off, we started off in Europe, specifically in England, right? With the Paddy Donovan versus Louis Crocker rematch. That saw Louis Crocker capture the vacant IBF title. Shout out to him at 147. That Boots Ennis gave up, when he vacated. Then we traveled to North America, specifically in the U.S., United States, specifically in Las Vegas for the great showdown between Saul Canelo Alvarez, aka Cinnamon, and Terence Bud Crawford, aka Budrick. And then we went, where did we go after that? We went to Asia, specifically in Japan, and we saw Naoya Inoue take on MJ Akhmadaliev. Long overdue matchup. They were great fights, But yeah, we're gonna start off with a bang, man. Let's start off with the main topic, you know, the biggest fight, the fight of the century, as it was dubbed. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve that. You know, I think it might be a little bit overreaching on the fight of the century, but it was definitely a great fight. It had the big fight feel. It just felt good. Like if it had the momentum of a big fight, you felt the magnitude, the you know, the aura of it. The ambiance was just filled with like excitement and intrigue. This is what boxing is supposed to be, man. Whether you think this fight was good or not, or you were on Bud's side or Canelo's side, is really inconsequential, man. What this fight symbolized was two all-time greats, two living legends coming together that for a night of greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, I always say that this is not a fight for greatness. This is a fight between two great fighters, you know, a battle of greatness, not for greatness. So I don't think that anybody winning or losing or I don't think anybody losing would take too much of a negative hit. Of course, with Terence Crawford, the circumstances in which he won, right? The circumstances in which it was going, he was at more of a disadvantage, right? Moving up in weight. So with that being said, of course, it's going to look worse if Canelo, the bigger guy who's been all the way to 175 light heavyweight, been a champion there, then it's going to look bad on him if he loses, right? You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. It should look bad. It should damage your legacy, but it shouldn't obliterate your legacy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this knocks Canelo down for legendary status. Do I think that he's a little bit less legendary? Yeah, it makes him a little bit more human, but we got to be very clear, man. At the end of the day, he was a great that lost to a great. Canelo is the first ever undisputed champion in 168-pound division. He still is. He's the first, and well, he's not the only anymore because Terence Crawford is now too. But he was the only, and he was the first. He's been in there with multiple Hall of Famers like Floyd Mayweather, like Dimitri Bivol, like Sugar Shea Mosley, like Miguel Cotto, like Terence Bud Crawford, like Triple G 3 times. So many others, you know, Austin No Doubt Child, Miracle Man Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs, Danny Jacobs. So many others, man. I could go on and go on. Callum Smith, we went in there with. So I just think that with people, it's like it's so black and white, man. If one guy loses, he's trash. If another guy wins, that he's the greatest. But it's like Terence Crawford should be in the greatest of all time conversation. I'm not saying that he is the GOAT, but he should be in that conversation. You know why he's in that conversation? Because he beat somebody else that was also on the cusp of being in that conversation, or someone that's of that ilk. He beat another great. You know, it gets on my nerves because people act like, oh, Canelo was overrated. I saw some idiot, some buffoon, some goofball. He put on, it's supposed to be a boxing aficionado too, right? He said that Canelo was always overrated and overhyped, that he's never been one of the best. He's never been the best in boxing. I have a question, right? Who's the best basketball player? You probably say Michael Jordan, right? Was Michael Jordan always the best when he stepped foot in the league? He was the best for a long time. You know, he had his greatness held longevity. But when he first entered the league, the best was Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. And then sometimes throughout, you could argue if he was better than Charles Barkley. You know, he proved himself to be the best over a long period of time. But there's ups and downs in the career. Canelo is 35 years old. He's been fighting since he was 15. That's 20 years. Of course, he's not going to be the best for all 20 of those freaking years, but you're trying to tell me that there was no point in those 20 years where he was considered number one. Are you dumb? Was Wayne Gretzky, if you watch hockey, was he the best player in the NHL forever? Was Tom Brady the best player in the NFL forever? Was anybody else is considered the great? Was LeBron James the best in the NBA throughout his entire career there? No, but it's the fact that he was the best sometimes. Maybe he's the best over a long period of time. But to discredit somebody because they have a down period, and then you want to turn around and say, oh, boxers want to protect their O so much. Well, they want to protect their O because as soon as they lose, you call them trash. And then you say, oh, no, it's Floyd Mayweather's fault. Like Jim Gray, that freaking buffoon and idiot, saying that it's Floyd Mayweather's fault. When's the last time we seen Floyd Mayweather fight? How is any problem in boxing right now in 2025 how is the cause of that problem Floyd Mayweather? You're just looking for a scapegoat and a way to blame another American, aka another black man. Floyd Mayweather, he capitalized on people's feeling to only prioritize or only value undefeated fighters. He capitalized on your emphasis on the undefeated fighter only being worth somebody to cover. You see what I'm saying? He capitalized on your obnoxious and idiotic behavior of thinking that fighters are only good if they have an unblemished record. He capitalized off that. It's not his fault that when somebody loses, you throw him away. This man never questioned Canelo's legitimacy before, but now he lost to another all-time great in Terence Crawford. All of a sudden now, Canelo Alvarez is overrated. It's just like those same dummies that elevated Tyson Fury to be the best heavyweight when he beat Deontay Wilder, but then those same dummies will also say in the very next sentence that Deontay Wilder is trash. If you're trash, how can you elevate somebody else to be good? It literally doesn't make any sense. It is contradictory at best. If you are trash and you beat somebody that's trash, you're not much more than trash yourself, brother or sister. Like, that's not how it goes. And then Deontay Wilder is still trash. And then Deontay Wilder loses to a guy named Joseph Parker, who lost to Anthony Joshua, who lost to Dillian White, who got knocked out by Joe Joyce. And all of a sudden, everybody's thinking that Joseph Parker's the next best heavyweight and that he can fight Alexander Usyk. But you never thought about him before until he beat Deontay Wilder, the guy that you told me was trash 10 years ago. It literally doesn't make sense, bro. It's okay to just say, hey, man, the better guy won. Terence Crawford, I personally believe that Canelo fought a great fight. I just think Terence Crawford fought a phenomenal fight. And phenomenal is going to be great. He was just better. I saw Canelo be lean. I saw Canelo try to cut off the ropes. I mean, cut off the ring. I will say that I wish he would have committed more, you know what I'm saying, and challenged more, but maybe his chin is deteriorating. Maybe those punches hurt a little more than I thought. And speaking of that, look, maybe it hurt more than he anticipated too. And speaking of, I want y'all to see this too. Look at Canelo's face when he I ain't gonna lie, this junk is funny, bro. Look at this man's face, bro. This is the definition of, well, damn. Look at Canelo's face when he gets hit by Terence Crawford, bro. I'm not saying that this couldn't have just been a moment, but this is him showing like, bro, I know it was like that. Look at this man's face when he gets hit, bro, by Terence Crawford. Bow. Watch how he reacts. He gets hit and he looks back like, oh, you got that? Yo. Canelo looks at him like, hold on, is this Terence Crawford or is this Triple G? He had a double take, bro. Maybe Terence Crawford just hits harder than we anticipate, and maybe more than Canelo anticipated. I don't think that that's indicative of Canelo. Like I said, I thought it was a close fight, close to what everybody said, but I think the rightful person won. And I say all that to say that it's okay to just, it's okay for a guy to lose, man. If Canelo can't lose, then who could lose? You see what I'm saying? Now you questioning the legitimacy of his legacy because he lost. Now, if you want to say, okay, bet, I expected Canelo to beat Terence Crawford. Yeah, I expected him to win too because he had a lot of advantageous aspects of the fight in his favor. But there's no way a guy who's 63 wins, 3 losses and 2 draws, multi-division champion, went all the way up to light heavyweight, become a champion, and first ever undisputed, there's no way he cannot be good or even considered the best at some point in time. It's like, you know, and I can't wait for this to happen too, because, you know, after we die down, after things die down a little bit, then people are going to start saying, is Canelo good anymore? And then that's going to translate from Canelo was never the best, Canelo was overhyped, to all of a sudden now we're not giving Terence Crawford as much credit because he beat a diminished Canelo. That's what it's going to turn into. This is the precursor for it. This is the prerequisite of it. First, we're going to say, oh, Canelo wasn't as good as we thought he was. Canelo was overhyped. Canelo doesn't have a real legacy. Everybody that he fought had some type of issue, like they were old or weren't in their prime or they were hurt. And that's going to turn into, oh, well, you see what happened? Well, Terence Crawford didn't really beat anybody. He only beat a Canelo who was diminished. He only beat a Sean Porter that was washed, and he only beat Errol Spence because he came out of 2 accidents. Even though the same accident that he got into, Danny Garcia couldn't beat Errol Spence coming off an accident. Dennis Ugas, after beating Pacquiao, couldn't beat Errol Spence who was handicapped, but Terence Crawford did, and it's because he's diminished. I'm not saying that these two things can exist simultaneously, but they're not mutually exclusive. You feel me? Like, Errol Spence could be diminished slightly, but he could still also be good enough to beat other former champions and current champions like your Dennis Ugas and Danny Garcia. And he cannot be 100%, but even if he was 100%, he probably still loses to Terence Crawford. It could be a good win without somebody being at their prime. Who is at their prime exactly all the time? Like, it's a sport. Somebody's going to be hobbled. Somebody's going to have this injury. Somebody's going to take this shot. So it's just ridiculous at this point, man. We got to appreciate something, man. Everything can't be bad. Everything can't have an asterisk by it, bro. It is not necessary, dog. This was a battle between greatness. Canelo is still great. He's still my favorite fighter. And shout out to him for taking the fight against Terence Crawford. He knew it was going to be dangerous. I don't think he anticipated it to be that dangerous. And Terence Crawford, he took a risk too. If he would have lost, oh, you better believe people would have said he was trash, regardless of him jumping up, scaling the mountain of weight divisions. It don't matter. They're waiting to say he's trash. You know what I'm saying? And I'm surprised I ain't hear us a snack pack yet. You know, which I did see some goofball say it, but you know what it is, man. Let's go ahead and hit this roll call real quick before I get back into it. You know, I'm gonna keep cooking, man, because I'm very annoyed, man. I'm so sick of people just like it's always the people that have accomplished the least that appreciate the accomplishments of others the least. You know, they have the most to say, they have the most critiques. A lot of them don't have no high school education, don't have no college education, never thrived or achieved nothing, never even pursued anything. But you are the biggest critic. You are the biggest critic. What do you have? You fat, sloppy body pig. You just sitting, you sitting there in your grandmama basement ordering pizzas all day and type it on Twitter. You think you did something? Come on, brother. You gotta appreciate what they're doing, man. These people are amazing. That's why you watching. You see what I'm saying? And it's okay to be like, okay, bet, man. Hey, I predicted this, but I was wrong. Shout out to we got my brother Merle in the building, big member in the building. We got Queen Shawala Ya in the building. You know, feel me? One time for the ladies, 2 times for the queen. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother Dub in the building. Bro, it was a fantastic night of boxing, bro. We got my brother Ty in the building. They saying that in Mexico already. You feel me? Like it's ridiculous, bro. Like you can't be garbage because you lose. Like, come on, bro. Like, and then we say, oh, it's Floyd Mayweather's fault and nobody wants to fight anybody, nobody want to take any risks. No, they don't want to take any risks because no matter who they lose to, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what time they are, what portion of their career they're in, no matter what was stacked up against them, you're gonna call them trash. It's crazy, bro. Like, there's no trash person involved in that fight that we saw between Cinnamon and Bud. It's just impossible for either one of them to be trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And in fact, if you think that they're trash, I think it's more indicative of how you feel about yourself. It's probably your own insecurities. You're probably projecting how you feel about yourself onto others. Terence Crawford is undefeated. 3-time undisputed in 3 different weight classes now. 140, 147, and 168. There's nothing that he could do that he could have lost to Canelo. He's still not trash. And the fact that he beat Canelo, even if Canelo is old, Terence Crawford's older. Now, I would say Canelo's older in ring mileage. You know what I'm saying? He's been a pro since he was 15 and he has 68 fights. But Terence Crawford ain't no spring chicken. He has 42 fights. You see what I'm saying? It's so funny that people complain about his inactivity, but the majority of the people that complain about his inactivity, he has a higher quantity of fights than the people that they actually like. I'm just saying. So what's the point of talking about inactivity if we're not referencing their number of fights? And if that person who has more inactivity has a higher quantity of fights, so what's the problem? There is no problem. It's just that you're just a hater. You're just a career hater. You see what I'm saying? Because you probably ain't got nothing going. You feel me? Bill told Bud to try and fight Canelo. That's a fact. I'm surprised Bud did not KO Canelo when he had wobbly legs. Shout out to Pedro. You thought Canelo had wobbly legs? I think he kind of got knocked off balance. I don't recall him being wobbled. I will say I did see Naoya Inoue get wobbled in that 12th round. By MJ Akhmadaliev, but I think more so that Canelo, in my personal opinion, I think that with Canelo, man, I don't think he did anything wrong. Like, I know it's so easy to say, oh, what Canelo coulda, woulda, shoulda did. Bro, Terence Crawford was just on one last night. He's always on something. You know what I'm saying? When I say on one, I'm not talking about like snack or nothing. I'm saying he's always on one. Like, I just feel like he just had an answer, bro. He just had an answer, man. Terence Crawford he's just an amazing fighter, and Canelo's amazing. Bud is more amazing. Floyd Mayweather's amazing, and he was just more amazing than Canelo. It doesn't mean that Canelo losing to him means anything. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Bivol. Bivol's amazing too. You know, he hasn't lost to anybody that has done anything short of amazing. Me personally, I think that Canelo should have another loss. I think he should have 4 losses. I think he lost to Arizlani Lara. But even if he lost to Lara, which he didn't officially, but if he did, Lara's a champion he's like 42 years old. He's a champion right now. He's also amazing. So the man's not losing to Gabriel Rosado. You feel me? He's not losing to scrubs like that. If anybody that he lost to, even if you want to say he lost to Triple G, Triple G's also a Hall of Famer. So there's nobody that he didn't lose to Alfonso Gomez. He didn't lose to Liam Smith. He didn't lose to James Kirkland. He didn't lose to anybody else that, you know what I'm saying? He didn't lose to Amir Khan. Everybody that he lost to, or you question that he may have won or lost, they're all amazing fighters as well. So if you can't lose to Erislandy Lara and be good, if you can't lose to Floyd Mayweather and be good, if you can't lose to Dimitri Bivol and be good, if you can't lose to Terence Crawford and be considered good, that's not a Canelo issue. That's a boxing issue. That's the foundation of boxing. That's not a Floyd Mayweather issue either. That's boxing. Because Floyd recognized the business of boxing and how these goofball pundits who never did anything athletic in their life, like Jim Gray, he recognized that they will repeatedly and habitually throw away fighters, especially American fighters, if they have a blemish on their record. Because before Terence Crawford beat Canelo, we were just talking about how he struggled beating Israel Madrimov. We weren't talking about Terence Crawford doing something phenomenal, like moving up to a new weight class in his debut and taking on an undefeated champion that's Eastern European, right? Because they say that they have the biggest amateur pedigree, right? That's Eastern European and Israel Madrimov. We weren't talking about that he beat somebody on his debut that's a champion, that's undefeated. We were talking about the fact that he did not knock him out. Ask Mike Coppinger, because Mike Coppinger says, oh, it's not just about winning, it's show business. Yeah. It's show business for some people, but some people it's okay that they just won. I mean, I'm just saying. So I just think it's crazy, man. MJ did what what I said he'd do, nothing outside of toe. That's a fact. Anyway, he did get wobbled. He wobbled, but he didn't fall down. That's a fact. And I think like with Terence Crawford, man, I just think that we have to give him all his credit, man. 3 times undisputed. I'm not saying that he's the GOAT. For me, I'm gonna call him the GOAT right now to give him all his accolades and everything he deserves. But of course, it's a bigger conversation. It's a deeper conversation. You got Roberto Duran. You got Marvin Hagler, rest in peace. You got Sugar Ray Leonard. You got Sugar Ray Robinson, rest in peace. Muhammad Ali, rest in peace. Rocky Marciano, rest in peace. You got Big George Foreman, rest in peace. You got Lennox Lewis. You got Floyd Mayweather. You got Julio Cesar Chavez. You got Canelo. You got so many fighters that you could put in there. And but at the end of the day, this proved not only was Terence Crawford being this first ever 2-division undisputed champion in the 4-belt era as a male, because Clarissa Shields was the first. He's now the first 3-time undisputed champion in 3 different divisions as a male, because Clarissa Shields once again is the first. You know what I'm saying? 1 time for the ladies. We're not going to overlook our better halves. But we will say this though, with all those things considered with Terence Crawford, because of those things, he's definitely in that conversation. And I do think that he would be, at this point, he's above a lot of people that we're going to dig into a little bit later. And I think that you have to consider him as one of the best. Now, I will say this, though, also. Being undisputed is not the only way to achieve greatness, right? Floyd Mayweather was never undisputed, and contrarily, neither was Pacquiao. And contrarily, Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford, who are undisputed, they never beat as many champions as Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. So there's multiple ways to be great. You know what I'm saying? I don't anticipate Terence Crawford to defend any undisputed, to defend his belt at undisputed at all, but that's a factor too. Like how many times you defended undisputed successfully, or like B-Hop and Triple G, how many times do they successfully defend their belts? 20 something times in a row. That's phenomenal. So there's more than one way to skin the cat. But I will say that Terence Crawford, he skinned the hell out of that cat. I'm talking about. So shout out to Terence Crawford, man. I think the fact that he beat Canelo when a lot of people doubted him, including myself, I doubted him, but not in a negative way. I said if anybody could do it, it would be Bud, but I picked Canelo to win. I just think that with Terence Crawford, man, he just did something that was amazing. That's all. I don't think we have to point out somebody to be bad. And I also too, I like the way that he brought back Canelo's belts, right? I thought that was a dope gesture, and then he gave Canelo's daughter a high five, and it's just funny because he also brought back the belts out of side of respect and a side of humility when he beat Errol Spence. But before this fight happened, they were trying to tell us and force down our throat that Terence Crawford was a villain. That doesn't seem like something a villain would do. It doesn't seem like a villain would pay respect to his competition. It doesn't seem like he would pay respect of his opposition. It doesn't seem like a villain would go out of their way to show gratitude to somebody that they just beat up for no reason. I mean, what can he do to you? He can't whoop you. You know what I'm saying? You just whooped him. And I just think it's funny that we're saying that this guy is villainous when he hasn't done anything bad guy or villain like, or even anything close to remotely evil. Like, it's okay to just say that you don't like somebody. You don't have to try to make him something he's not. What is villainous about Terence Crawford? If you want to say Terence Crawford is not charismatic, if you want to say he's not polarizing, if you want to say he's not intriguing or interesting, that's cool. But he doesn't have any issues outside of the ring. He doesn't go out of his way to disrespect any of his opposition. He's very humble. He gives people their credit. What is villainous about him? Oh, you don't like him. Just say you don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't like somebody doesn't make him a villain. Because he gets booed by people that are probably 8 out of 10 of them are probably racist, you know, that doesn't make you a villain. It just means that for whatever reason, people don't like you. I'm not comparing Terence Bud Crawford to this holy person, but a lot of people didn't like Jesus either. Was he a villain? I must have missed that book, you know, when I was reading the Bible. I don't know. You know, so sometimes when people don't like you and you're not conforming to the world, sometimes that's a good sign. You know what I'm talking about? You know, and it's like I tell people all the time, man. Like, a lot of times, if you can't relate to somebody when they're demonstrating stupidity, it's not a sign that you don't get what they're talking about. It's a sign that they just aren't something that you should relate to. You shouldn't understand idiocy. Why would I be able to relate to somebody who's weak and unsolid and doesn't stand on nothing? I shouldn't be able to relate to you. I shouldn't be able to relate to a blabbering, blumbering idiot. I shouldn't. So yeah, so that's all I feel about that, man. Shout out to Terence Bud Crawford. I had to mute y'all. Oster was going, bro. Hey, shout out to my brother Oster. Oster, hey man, that man, he talked the most. I swear he'll never get to talk. Shout out to my brother Oster. You know, my boy Oster be talking the most. I swear he'll never get no time to talk. This man be talking more than anybody. That's my brother, man. I rock with Oster, man. I rock with Oster, man. I just be letting my boy talk, man. He said Bovado 12-0. All Canelo had to do was win 12 rounds for the win, 7-12, 2 times for square window. Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I'm so glad you said that.
It's so simple to be on a whim.
I'm so glad you said that, Dub, because, you know, people got on my head top about my scorecard, right? And rightfully so, you know. I would first off, I want to show this first off. And this is so villainous right here. Shout out to the villain Terence Bud Crawford. Look what the villain does right here. Oh my gosh, he's so evil. First off, I know y'all probably didn't see this, but you notice that Terence Crawford's in here by himself. Notice when he walks off, he walks away by himself. I just want to show y'all when he walks away. See, he walks away, no entourage, by himself. You know why that is? Because Terence Crawford did his press conference first. He addressed the media first, a media scrum. And then Canelo came in and did his. And when Terence Crawford went to leave, he didn't have all the belts. So he went and retrieved the belts because they have behind the scene footage and they didn't even want to let him in. And then they said, oh, you can't even bring your girl with you. They didn't let him bring his manager, nobody. He said, you got to go in one at a time because I guess he's the villain and he would cause an uproar. Why would he? I mean, he just fought. Why would he go in there? Do you think he's going to try to fight again? You think he's going to attack Canelo and his wife? But anyway, they followed their protocols, whatever. So they stopped the people that were with him from going in with him. That's why he was by himself right there. And while he was by himself, they finally let him in the door. And this is what he does. He brings all these belts back to Canelo. So villainous. Oh my gosh, this is so evil. If this is evil, I wish we had more evil people in the world. Which I never wish that. Like, he just high-fived Canelo's daughter, shook Canelo's wife's hand, brought back the belts, and Canelo appreciated it. And walks off by himself. So villainous. So villainous. Fucking cocksuckers. That should get on my nerves, bro. I don't mind you having an opinion, having a stance, but at least be justified and at least be fair. Shout out to Pedo said Floyd versus Crawford. I love that fight, hypothetically speaking. Max Kellerman was glazing Dana White and had to slap his wife. Oh yeah, Dana White's not a, you know, the guy that slapped his wife on camera for everybody to see that got swept under the rug. He's not a villain. You know, Max Kellerman gonna glaze him, but Terence Crawford is a villain though. When that bout came, Oster was, I'm telling you, Shawa, my boy Oster be wild. Shout out to Oster. But you know what's so funny? I like the fact that Dub said that about the scorecards. I'm not saying that quantity makes quality. I'm definitely not saying that. But I want to show y'all this, cause hey Ty, I want to ask you a question, Ty. He said that's what happens when you got thugs like Keyshawn in your gym. That's crazy. I want to ask you something like Ty specifically too. Everybody can answer, but I want to ask Ty specifically. Are y'all familiar with the y'all remember when Turkey Al-Sheikh introduced the fourth judge? Y'all remember the fourth judge was AI, right? Y'all remember that? Shawa, you remember that? Oscar, you remember that? I remember. Ty remembers this. Right? Remember the AI judge? Remember how everybody was like, oh, the AI judge scored like this for this specific fight. Oh, the AI judge scored like this for this particular fight. The AI scored like this for this specific fight. It went like this, so this has to be right because this justified the way that I thought, right? Remember, everybody was so pro AI, and I was like, bro, it's AI. That means it's not like some oracle or some gosh. What do they think? Do you think AI is the Wizard of Oz? Like, do you think this is Oz? Or do you think this is what's in Charlie's Angels, the guy, Charlie, I guess, that sits in the back and you just hear his voice? AI is programmed by somebody. I know that I'm an engineer, so maybe everybody's not hip to it, but AI is not some magic genie that you just rub its lamp with a question and it's going to give you a 100% accurate answer. What it's doing is being programmed by somebody. So if I have any biases or if I have any preferences, I'm going to code it how I would think. So AI could change based on if I'm coding it or if Shawa's coding it or if Ty's coding it or if Dub's programming it or if Oscar's program is going to share the sentiments of the person that created it. Right? And don't get me wrong, it's AI and a lot of it is adapting to whatever it's learning, you know what I'm saying? Like a learning machine. So it's going to grow and learn, but it still has a capacity to which it can never surpass, right? So when you use AI in terms of boxing, like especially when you're talking about the results being leaked, I could pull up AI. Y'all know Ernie Johnson, right? Y'all know NBA on TNT, right? That's one of my favorite sports, right? I love that show with Charles Barkley, who's a black guy. I'm gonna make a point. Charles Barkley, who's a black American, Shaquille O'Neal, who's a black American, Kenny Jet Smith, who's a black American, and Ernie Johnson, who's a white American. You know, if you Google what the ethnicity of Ernie Johnson, it comes back that he's an African American. Ernie Johnson's white as hell. But you know why? Because the data that AI is referencing a lot of things that there's a running joke on inside the NBA about Ernie Johnson being black because he's hip and he knows a lot of rap songs. So they always joke that it's 4 black guys that host a show instead of 3 black guys and a white guy. But AI doesn't know how to tell the difference between a joke and what's real. And they kick back to you that Ernie Johnson is black. Does that mean that AI is just exposing the fact that Ernie Johnson is really black? Or that you're just a dummy that believes AI, you don't know any better? It's not 100% right. You see what I'm saying? So my point is that if you think it's right, you got to think that it's right all the time. You can't think that it's right when it's convenient. So remember, I say all that to say this. Remember, I scored it a draw, right? And people said, Doc, you tripping. You scored it a draw? You wildin', Doc. Ain't no way that was a draw, right? That's a bad scorecard. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not talking about the real ones in the chat. I'm talking about the goofballs, right? I want to show y'all this, right? Life be so interesting, man. That's why sometimes you just got to sit back and kick back and just let life. You just got to sit back and kick back and let life. Y'all remember this, the Steve Wilkins, right? The referee. This is Turkey Al-Sheikh's response to his own AI judge. And what did the AI judge score it? The Ring's AI fourth judge scored Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford a 114-114 bumbaclot draw. I'll wait for my apologies. I mean, I'll wait, bro. Because when Doc called it a draw, it's because Doc likes Canelo. You know, it's so funny because whenever I score, like, I'll be the most unbiased person. I'll be the best boxing channel, the most unbiased, objective person on earth. But as soon as I have a different scorecard than somebody else, or as soon as I disagree with that person that just bestowed the wonderful title of Mr. Fair on me, then all of a sudden I'm biased. So I guess AI is just like Doc. The same AI that everybody swore by. They said that, oh, we should just get rid of the judges and replace it with AI. Well, the AI called it a draw, just like Doc. Yeah. But I'm biased though, because you know I like Canelo. It has nothing to do with it, bro. I'm not saying that I got it right. I'm saying I probably got it wrong because I went back and watched it and scored it 7-5 for Terence Crawford. But even if I scored it 7-5, 6 rounds to 6 and 7 rounds to 5 is only a 1 round difference. And 2 of the official judges scored it 7 rounds to 5. So I really wasn't too far off, even if I am off. If I'm really off. You feel me? So I don't know, man. It's just funny thing, but I could just sit back and just chill, you know, and life going life, you know, but all of a sudden now nobody likes the AI judge, right? Because they disagree with a lot of people, but a lot of people that disagree with a lot of people's scorecards, you realize that they never release their own scorecard because they don't score fights. They just go off of their feeling. I don't care what you feel like. What did you score? How many rounds did you give 10 to Canelo? How many rounds did you give 10 to Terence Crawford? And then you add them up, and whatever you accumulate over the course of 12 individual rounds, that's who wins. I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you think. What did you score? But a lot of people don't score. That's why you see so little amount of scores floating around, but you see all these opinions floating around because it's easy to say, oh, that person got robbed, or oh, this person's a bad scorer, but it's real hard to give your own opinion. Right. Like, shout out to my homie. My homie hit me up today, and he saw one of my clips where I said that I got Canelo with it, right? And shout, this is my boy. But he was trying to talk trash. He said, "Oh man, I guess your prediction was wrong, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I gave Terence Crawford all the credit, right? I didn't just say, oh, Terence Crawford has no chance." Right. In fact, I said that it's a testament to his greatness that I even think that it would take 10 rounds for a super middleweight to beat him. Right. And then I said, oh, but by the way, yeah, my prediction was wrong. And I laughed. I said, what was your prediction? He said, oh, I didn't make a prediction. Oh, I said, oh, okay. So basically you're telling me that both of our predictions were wrong. He said, no, I didn't make a prediction. I said, okay, but if you're an engineer, right, just like me, what's better, to take the test and get the wrong answer, or to not take the test at all? He said, I said, yeah, you know the answer. And not only that, if you didn't predict that Terence Crawford wins, that means you also picked wrong because you didn't pick at all. So I picked Canelo and I did not pick Terence Crawford. You didn't pick anybody, but you also did not pick Terence Crawford. So that means that me and you, or both of our predictions, are just as wrong because neither one of us picked Terence Crawford. But in his eyes, you know, because he wanted to get somebody in an aha moment, he was right. No, bitch, you're not right. You just because you're not wrong don't make you right. In fact, if you're not right, you're not right. Don't matter if you're wrong or you're not wrong or you're indifferent. You're not right. But you know, people see stuff in whatever way they want to see it, bro. If I didn't pick if I picked Canelo and you did not pick Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford won, bitch, both of us are wrong. That's how it goes, bro. You did not pick the right answer by not picking. You don't get no love for that. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. But shout out to Terence Crawford, man. You know, I just think that, you know, I thought he did a very good job. I could see how people gave it to him 10-2 or 9-3. I'm not saying those are wrong. What I'm saying, I'm talking about the people. I'm not talking about us that have humanistic and great debates about this stuff and have great discussions. I'm talking about the ignorant buffoons that think that they're right just because they think something without any type of facts or any type of logic applied. You know, there's no logic applicable. You just feel that somebody won. You didn't even score it, bro. But yeah, shout out to Terence Crawford, man. I really think that you know, somebody asked a very good question too, you know, similar to what somebody asked in the chat just now, like Floyd versus Mayweather or Floyd versus Bud. Someone said whose win over Canelo was better, Floyd's or Bud's? And I think it's clear to me. They didn't say better, sorry, they said dominant. I think that Floyd Mayweather's win over Canelo was more dominant, but I think Terence Crawford's win over Canelo is more impressive. Reason why I say Floyd's is more dominant because I didn't have Canelo winning a round. I had Canelo getting washed. So that's why it was domination. But Terence Crawford fought a Canelo that was the face of boxing, which he wasn't when Floyd fought him because Floyd was the face of boxing. He fought a Canelo that was undisputed. Canelo was not undisputed when Floyd fought him. You know, he fought a more seasoned, experienced a Canelo, you know what I'm saying? And Floyd fought a more greener Canelo. So I think Terence Bud Crawford's win is more impressive, but I think Floyd's is more dominant. And I just think that that's a dope commonality to have, man. I think that unfortunately Canelo you know, a lot of people, I don't really get into the terms like who's the best American boxer, who's the best English boxer, who's the best Mexican boxer, best woman. I don't really get into that. I like it. Sometimes it's a good conversation. Like I make a couple of videos about it, but I think that Canelo will be, I think he's still a great boxer, still one of the best. But I do think that if you want to look at him as the best, I think that he kind of lost that. And as far as being the best Mexican fighter, I'm not sure if he still retained that. Could he get it back if he has a rematch with Terence Crawford? Maybe, but I don't think he gets better in a rematch because, like I said, sometimes your chin just goes. You know, he got hit by a lot of big guys. You know, Canelo has usually been the smaller guy at 168. You know, this is the first time he's been in a fight where he's a bigger guy, and he wasn't even that much that much bigger when it comes down to it, according to what people are saying. So I don't know, man. But one time for Cinnamon Dog and one time for Bud, man. I think that I don't want to hear nobody taking anything away from Bud. Bud is that dude, and what I like the fact that he said that he may go to 160 next. You know, 160, you have Janabek down there as a champion, and Adames down there as a champion, and you have Laura down there as a champion. I think he beats all of them. You know, me personally, I'm not betting against Bud no more. Bro, he has 42 fights. I went against Bud twice. Against what he fought, Errol Spence and Canelo. Everybody else he fought, I went with Bud. And the 2 times I went against him, you know, I was wrong. You know, and he beat 2 of my favorite fighters. Bud is also one of my favorite fighters, but I do like Errol Spence. I do like Cinnamon more, and he beat both of them, man. So shout out to Bud, man. You can't take nothing away from that guy, man. Facts, big facts, Dub. He said, I'm blaming Berlanga and Jaime Munguia because I have no one else to blame. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to blame, bro. I just think Terence Crawford's that good. Like, you know, and then I saw Steven Espinosa, you know, the executive that works with PBC. Shout out to him, man. I like him. But, you know, he said that, oh, I don't want to hear anything about weight classes anymore. Why not? Boxing classes and divisions are separated by weight. Weight is not inconsequential. He said he doesn't want to hear about weight classes anymore because weight doesn't win boxing fights. Skills do. Yeah, duh, but weight is a factor. They don't separate it by skills. It's not a skill division separation. It's a weight class division separation. And I don't care how skilled Floyd is. Floyd is the most skilled. Floyd is not beating Tavares Cloud. Floyd is not beating David Benavidez because of the weight. Weight is not the only factor, but neither is skills. There's plethora of factors that contribute to somebody winning a fight, like your defense, like your chin, like your mobility, like your athleticism, like your reach, like your skills, like your weight. So there's a whole bunch of different factors that contribute to you winning a fight. Don't get confused because Terence Crawford made it seem like weight's not a factor for him. Don't diminish his greatness. That's something that a lot of people can't do. You think, shout out to Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is a beast. You think Naoya Inoue could jump 2 weight classes, even though the weight disparity is lower? You think he could jump 2 weight classes and beat anybody up there? You think he could jump to 130 and beat Lamont Roach? You think he could jump to 130 and beat, I don't know, whoever else at 130? Navarrete? Maybe. Hey, you never know. But don't make it seem like jumping 2 weight classes is just easy. Everybody can't do that. That's a testament to Bud's greatness. Bud is the one that could do that. Manny Pacquiao is the one that could do that. Other Floyd's the one that, like, these are great fighters that do that. Roy Jones, these are great fighters that do that. So don't make it seem like, oh, anybody could do it. Like we just about to have a Shakur versus Bivol next. No, bro. Weight classes are absolutely imperative. It's just common sense. We're not trying to hear, boop, Espinosa said he still got to justify Tank fighting Jake. Facts. Talk to him. Talk to him. And I like Tank. You know, Tank's one of my favorite fighters. But until Tank fight Lamont Roach, he's ducking. He ducking, man. Shout out to Oscar. He said, shout out to Bud Crawford. Facts for accomplishing something that'll transcend time. Yeah, it'll transcend time. Shout out to Dello. We knew if he lost, this was going to be the outcome. Regard critics, though, I acknowledge this event. Glad it's over. Yeah, man. Regardless of the critics, though, I acknowledge this event. Glad it's over. I'm actually, I'm just happy I got to witness it, man. Like, that's how I be looking at stuff. Like, bro, Canelo, bro, there's gonna be a gap to be filled. There's going to be a void, rather, to be filled. Just like when Michael Jordan retires, just like when LeBron retires, just like Magic when they retire, Larry Bird. When these guys retire, it's going to leave a void. And girls, when they retire, it's going to leave a void. When Canelo retires, there's going to be a void. When Terence retires, there's going to be a void. When Usyk retires, when Naoya Inoue retires, there's going to be a void. These are great fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should be able to remove yourself for that. Shout out to my brother B. Dog in the building, man. And that's not B Dog. Sorry, that's Big Dog Willie. Shout out to my brother. I read B Dog. I ain't see the rest. Shout out to my brother, Big Dog Willie, man. Long time no see, man. Appreciate you coming through, renewing that membership. Said he's gonna commit to another 30 days to the channel, man. Shout out to my brother. He said he not going nowhere.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on!
Shout out to my brother, Big Dog Willie. He said, Bud, the best of this era. Pack vs. Take, Spree 2026. Bud is the best. Bud is the best of this era, hands down. You know, I saw, shout out to Steven Edwards. I like him as a trainer. But, I saw him. He said something to me I thought was kind of silly on Twitter, bro. Like, anybody, no disrespect to your preference. You can have your preference, but you got to be real, too. Like, for example, I love making basketball examples. Ray Allen is my all-time favorite basketball player. I'll be a damn fool if I said Ray Allen is better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, or LeBron James or any other great, right? Ray Allen is my favorite player. That's who I like. That's who my preference is. But I would never say that he's the best. He's one of the best. He's very good, but he's not better than any of the aforementioned guys like Giannis or anybody, or Steph Curry, or it's just, or Luka. Or he's better than Luka Doncic, or he's not better than Jokic, right? So what I'm saying is that you got to be able to separate what you like and what is actually true as the best. So he said that, oh, it's a 3-man race between Usyk, Inoue, and Bud. And I'm like, no, Bud has been leading the race. It's not even really a race. He's been in the lead. They're all 2-time undisputed, right? But who was the first to do it? It wasn't Inoue, and it wasn't Usyk. The first 2-time undisputed fighter in the 4-belt era as a male was Terence Bud Crawford, and then Inoue, and then Usyk did it. And now, after last night, he's now 3 times. The first male 3-time in the 4-belt era. Inoue is not, and neither is Usyk. So you can't tell me that it's a race anymore. Because if Inoue or Usyk would have did it, y'all would not say it was a race. You would say that they're clearly ahead. But every time it's Bud, it's somehow, oh, it's debatable, and I'm not sure how clear it is, or they try to make up something else. This man told me that, and I like Inoue. Shout out to Inoue, man. You know, a lot of people think I don't like him because I critique everybody fairly. A guy told me that that Inoue is wiping out everybody. Yeah, he's undisputed. That's what undisputed means. But so is Bud then, because he's also 2-time undisputed. But you want to critique his resume, but you get mad at me when I say Inoue's last 5 opponents. If you include the guy who's about to fight next in David Allen Picasso Romero, who did he just fight? MJ Akhmadaliev. He fought Ramon Cardenas. He fought Yi Jun Kim, and he fought TJ Doheny. There's only one quality opponent in his last 5. We're not going to make things up. Right? Ramon Cardenas has 1 loss, and he lost to a guy that has 26 losses. It was his first ever title fight. Yi Jun Kim, I don't even need to speak on that. That was in 10 days notice, and he was not that good. TJ Doheny had 4 losses, and what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? MJ Akhmadaliev, it's so funny that they say MJ Akhmadaliev is bad. I think MJ Akhmadaliev is Naoya Inoue's only quality opponent in quite some time. You know, probably since Marlon Tapales and Stephen Fulton. So I think Inoue's win over MJ Akhmadaliev was fantastic. I thought that he got a unanimous decision, and it was great. Somebody also said that, oh, Naoya Inoue only got a decision because he wanted to show his fans that he could fight with intelligence and IQ. Oh, so he got a decision because he wanted to show his fans that he could go the distance? He got a decision because he wanted to show his fans that he could go the distance.
What?
Not because he fought a guy in MJ Akhmadaliev who's never been knocked out before. You see how stupid people are, how much they reach? But remember I told you Terence Crawford, when he fought Israel Madrimov and he didn't knock him out, nobody said that, oh, he went the distance because he wanted to show his fans that he could go the distance, even though Terence Crawford had an 11 KO streak. I'm telling you, bro, I can't relate to groupies, man. A lot of these boys and girls be groupies out here, man. Bunch of boy bitches, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's wild. He said, I don't know, Doc. Anyway, did look good today. The commentators were trash as always. Shout out to Top Ray. Yeah, that's what I said. You said he did look. That's what I said. I said he looked good. What are you talking about? I said he looked good. He looked very good. I thought he looked great. And I will say with MJ Akhmadaliev, you know, I thought MJ Akhmadaliev's performance wasn't as bad as everybody said. I actually thought Inoue was going to knock him out. I thought Inoue was going to win in 9 rounds. That was my prediction, and I was wrong about that, but I was right about the winner. I thought Inoue looked very good against MJ Akhmadaliev. But I don't think it's because MJ Akhmadaliev didn't do well. I thought he did well, bro. Bro, like, you know, it's crazy. People will say, and I agree with what Shaw would say, because Shaw called it, but I would agree. Akhmadaliev didn't take enough chances, in my personal opinion. He wobbled him in the 12th, but he should have fought with more fervor and intensity earlier on, I think. But that's easier said than done. If MJ Akhmadaliev would have fought recklessly, he probably would have got knocked out. And then if he would have got knocked out, you know what people would have said? Oh, MJ Akhmadaliev is trash. He just went out there and got knocked out. But because he tried to fight smart and try to actually win, oh, he didn't do enough, and he just went in there just to get a check because he went 12 rounds. Or Inoue allowed him to go 12 rounds. No, Inoue couldn't stop him. He would have stopped him if he wanted to. I mean, if he was able to, he would have stopped him. What are we talking about, bro? Like, so I'm not saying that MJ Akhmadaliev was his performance was great, but I didn't think it was as bad as people said. And if I said that it was a bad performance, then how can I give Inoue credit for beating Akhmadaliev? I think that was a great win that he had. You know, like I said, I think this was the first quality opponent that he's had in a while, and I love that win. Shout out to MJ Akhmadaliev. I thought he fought as good of a fight as he could have. I wish he would have put more, you know, took more risks, but he probably realized that, hey man, if I take more risks, I'm gonna get knocked out by one of these shots. You see what I'm saying? So, was it as competitive as I thought it would be going in? No. Was it as competitive as I hoped it would be? No. But I don't think that MJ Akhmadaliev, I don't think it was as bad as people made it seem. Like, I enjoyed the fight, and I enjoyed it because Naoya Inoue did his thing. You know, my previous comment was meant on regards to going up and weight. Okay, my fault, Oscar, my fault. Preference shot to Tyson Fury. Shout out to my brother Anubis. He said Usyk still above Crawford for me. Yeah, I'm like I said, all three of them are top pound for pound, but I don't see how anybody could put anybody over Crawford right now. But then again, somebody told me that, you know, Canelo is trash and Canelo's not on the pound for pound list anymore because he lost to Terence Crawford. And I get it. You know, just like Gervonta Tank Davis was removed off the pound for pound list for a lot of people because he had a draw with Lamar Roach. But then you told me that Artur Beterbiev, who lost to Dimitri Bivol, he did beat him, but he also lost. He's still on the pound for pound list. He ain't even got no belts. Oh, but Canelo losing to a guy who's ranked higher than Bivol, he's off the pound for pound list. I mean, it just doesn't really make too much sense, you know, but people don't, like I said, it's mostly emotion. Now, everything's not going to make sense. You know, we don't have to, that's the beauty of subjectivity, right? We could disagree on some things, but just at least make it make sense. Like, if somebody has Usyk, like Anubis over Terence Crawford, that's cool. But I just don't understand how you can put somebody over Bud who, and it's not Usyk's fault. Usyk can't be 3 times undisputed. Well, he can if he dropped it light heavyweight, but I'm saying he's at heavyweight, so he can't get any higher. But I'm sorry, Canelo was on the pound for pound list. He was ranked number 4. No, he wasn't 4. For me, Canelo's ranked number 5 because I had Bud, Usyk, Inoue 1, 2, and 3. I had Bivol number 4, and I had Canelo number 5. So Bud beat a guy who's number 5 pound for pound for me. I have to put him above Usyk. Tyson Fury, he was on the pound for pound list the first time. Maybe he was on the pound for pound list the second time, but he's like on the fringes, right? And then he beat AJ and he beat Daniel Dubois. Those are good wins, but we can't. It's just funny, like we pick and choose, right? We'll say that, oh, the heavyweight division is weak, but then say that these guys that he's beating are great. I think Usyk is number 1 or 2. I think I personally think he's number 2. But if somebody has him over Bud, I'm not mad at that. But I see also some people say that Bud is not even top 5, and he just beat Canelo, bro. And Errol Spence was also on the pound for pound list when he beat him. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez, man, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He says, I hate to be this guy, but if Inoue would have stopped MJ, people would be glossing Inoue, say he is, come on now, facts, he'll be Jesus Christ himself, right? But he didn't stop him this because he's so benevolent and he felt bad for Inoue. He felt bad for Akhmadaliev, and he didn't want to, he wanted to show us that he could go the distance. Stop it, bro. Shout out to my brother. Hey, man, shout out to my guy Clone, man, dropping $10 on me in the Cash App, man. Hey, we didn't get a Cash App hit in a minute. Shout out to my brother Clone, man. Hold on now. Shout out to my brother Claude. Hit me on the Cash App on the hip, man. Shout out to Chloe dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. This man clone says for Canelo lost. He said Canelo lost and you started getting sleep. Bro, and this man clone said Canelo lost and you started getting sleepy. Bro, y'all be trolling me, bro. I can't like Canelo, bro. He said I started getting sleepy when Canelo lost. Bro, no, I got sleepy because we live streamed freaking Paddy Donovan versus Louis Crocker in England. Then we live streamed Canelo versus Bud in Vegas. Then we live streamed freaking Inoue versus Akhmadaliev in Japan, bro. Come on, bro. That's crazy, man. Shout out to Ty. He says MJ definitely is a quality opponent. Yeah. But watching that reminded me of Arnold Bar. I agree with bro. That's so bro. Me and you, hey man, we be talking too much boxing. I agree. I think that he pulled like an Arnold Barbosa versus Teofimo Lopez, right? He could have gave more, but at the same time, hey, Inoue was hitting with them thumpers, bro. You saw that fight? He was hitting with some mean shots. Teofimo wasn't hitting Arnold Barbosa like that, you know what I'm saying? So Arnold Barbosa to me is worse, but Akhmadaliev, man. I don't know, man. I do think I wish he would have done more, but I just feel like how much can I knock somebody for getting outclassed by a guy who I think is top 3 pound for pound? Inoue is a beast. It ain't like he went in there and he did that against Louis Neary. It ain't like he went in there and did it against, I don't know, Sam Goodman. He went in there and had a lackluster performance against Naoya Inoue. It's like even with Canelo, we want to say, oh, Canelo didn't do this, didn't do that. Yeah, but he didn't do this and didn't do that against Terence Bud Crawford. He did not do this and not do that against Stanionis or Mario Barrios or, I don't know, give me another welterweight. No disrespect to those welterweights, but he didn't do it against somebody that's not really, you know how much I like Brian Norman, but he's kind of green, right? Inexperienced. He didn't go in there and not look good against an inexperienced guy, a young guy. He went in there and not look good against a veteran, all-time great in Terence Crawford. He said, pounding the table for your opportunity and seemed like he was too respectful. I agree. In and out of the ring for a man that claimed to be ducked. I agree with that now. And like you said, I don't know when you said it, but you mentioned something about him giving it wasn't a tapestry, what it was. He gave him like not a jacket, but he gave him some type of clothing from Uzbekistan or something. Gave it to him, gave it to Naoya Inoue and Shingo Inoue. I would have liked to see that exchange after the fight. I do agree with that. But at the same time, hey, man, I don't know. I do wish he would have taken more chances, but that is anyway. And shout out to Stephen Fulton too, because Stephen Fulton also doesn't like Akhmadaliev because he said Akhmadaliev ducked him. So, but yeah, I do wish he would have put on a little more. But it's one thing. It's like Joseph Parker, right? And Joseph Parker, he does deserve his chance against Usyk. Do I think he beats Usyk? No. Do I think Usyk is scared to fight him? No. But he is the WBO interim champion and he's next in line, so he deserves it. If Joseph Parker goes in there and gets smoked, that doesn't mean that he was any less deserving of the shot. So I think for me, I could separate it. Like, yeah, MJ Akhmadaliev wanted his shot, but that doesn't mean that he was gonna capitalize, you know. But hey, you still should get what you deserve, and he was entitled to his shot, you know, for the WBA, man. So that's just how I feel about it. But shout out to Naoya Inoue, man. I love the fact that Naoya Inoue called out Junto Nakatani. You know, that's what we're getting next. That joke was funny, man. Go check out the video I just dropped. But Junto Nakatani watched the fight, and then he was trying to exit the building. Naoya Inoue said, hold on. He said, Nakatani. He said, after my next fight, I want you. He said, one more fight, I want you, bro. That joke is funny. He said, my pound for pound ranking, shout out to Birdman. Said, I got number 1, Usyk. Number 2, Bud. Number 3, Inoue. Number 4, Bivol. Number 5, Beterbiev. Hey, I'm not mad at that. I disagree, but I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Usyk, man. Usyk did beat, who did he beat? Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, and AJ. Beat them both twice. You know, shout out to them, you know. I just, you know, it's funny that people would say that, oh, yeah, who'd you beat for Terence Crawford, right? And, you know, but he's undisputed at 140, 147. But then they'll tell me that they know they don't never say who Usyk beat at cruiserweight. A lot of people don't know, but it's good enough. It's good enough to know that he's undisputed. So I think that undisputed stands alone. I put a lot of stake in undisputed. So my four would be very similar to that, Birdman. It would be I would just switch Bud and Usyk. Bye would look just number 5, Beterbiev. Yeah, actually, yeah, because Canelo lost. So but to be honest, I could argue that I put Canelo over Beterbiev, to be honest. I might still have Canelo number 5. I have to think about it, but I think your list is very good. I would just switch Bud and Usyk, but shout out to Usyk. Like I said, Usyk, he's a beast, man. So I don't like the like I always say that Usyk, Bud, and Inoue are interchangeable. You know, whether you have them 1, 2, and 3, it doesn't matter because they all of them are very similar. All of them are 2-time undisputed, 2 different weight classes, are undefeated while doing it. So whichever one you want. But I think quality of opponents, even though it's a lower frequency, because he only fights once a year, but he's the oldest, you know, 38 years old, Terence Crawford. I understand not putting him up there because you want to see more fights, but quantity does not make quality for me. And I think that Terence Bud Crawford, now he's 3 times. I can't make an argument for him under that. I can't make an argument for anybody above him. Shout out to Peel. He said, was there a knockdown? Anyway, no. There's no knockdown. No knockdown. MJ wobbled Inoue in the 12th and final round, but no knockdown. Nick Ball KOs Inoue. Mark my words. Nah, hell nah, Mercy. Yeah, you wildin'. He said Nick Ball, or she said, I'm not sure. Sorry, Mercy. Nick Ball KOs Inoue. He said, mark my words. Mark these words. He said, I have Bam over Canelo. I can't put Bam Rodriguez over Canelo. Bam has never been undisputed. He's unified. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? But I can't put him over Canelo. Like, Canelo's undisputed twice. I can't do that. Shout out to Bam, though. I like Bam Rodriguez a lot. He's on my top 10, but he's not over. Even with Canelo losing to Terence Crawford, he's still not over Canelo for me. That's just me, though, you know. I think that when people say that, he said Bud is number 1 by far. I agree, Pill Out. He makes the top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world look like absolute amateurs in there and at their best weight class. Yeah, I agree. But if anybody, like I said, I don't really like to argue with Terence Crawford and Usyk and Inoue because they're all great fighters. Because then it seems like you're discrediting somebody. But just looking at it objectively speaking, I don't know how you could put anybody over a guy who's undefeated and he's a 3-time undisputed in 140, 147, and then jumped up to 168 and fought and beat the face of boxing, the first ever and only undisputed at 168. I don't see how you can put anybody above him, but that should be personally. Anyway, been dropped by lighter punches. If Nick Ball hurts him, he'll stop him. Nah, I disagree with that. He has been dropped by Cardenas and Louis Neary, but Nick Ball's not very accurate with his punches. Nick Ball is a very sloppy and dirty fighter, so I'm not even sure Nick Ball would be able to drop Inoue, to be honest. But if he can, yeah, of course, you know. If he can, then yeah, we know Inoue could get touched. He punches kind of wild, but I like Inoue to stop Nick Ball just as much as I like Nick Ball to stop. I mean, I like Inoue's power to hurt Nick Ball just as much as I like Nick Ball's power to hurt Inoue. Inoue is a more athletic guy, more accurate guy, and a more effective fighter. You know, so. Yeah, no, I shout out to Nick Ball, but I think Nick Ball's slightly overrated. But I know that, you know, people got to hold on to him because he's the only British champion, right now. Might be the only champion for the UK. Where Paddy Donovan from? I mean, not Paddy, Louis Crocker. Louis Crocker's from the UK, right? I know he's from Ireland. He's Irish, right? Or is he from England? I think he's Irish. But yeah, shout out to Louis Crocker, man. That's another one that I said people, everybody's counting out Louis Crocker because Paddy Donovan got DQ'd in the first fight, which I said, man, I don't like the way people are overlooking Crocker, man. And Crocker actually won split decision, but a lot of people thought it was a bad decision, man. I actually thought that Ishmael Davis against Gyarko was a kind of bad decision. I thought Ishmael Davis won. It was Black Panther versus Black Thunder. So yeah, he is from Ireland. Thank you, Birdman. Yeah, so shout out to Louis Crocker, man. But I actually thought Ishmael Davis was the robbery on that card. But it was a good fight too, you know. But Ishmael Davis, you got to be. That's why you got to be careful with your boxing career, because once you lose, people do not want to. People are a little reluctant to give somebody that's undefeated their first loss. And, you know, with him having 2 losses, even though they're on short notice, he's a game fighter. He's a warrior. Shout out to him. But that's why sometimes you got to look out for the betterment of your career. You know, I know you want to get your money real quick because he went with Turk and, you know, he gained favor with Turkey out of Sheikh, but he still gained 2 losses because he wasn't prepared, because he didn't give himself an adequate time for preparation, you know, against Josh Kelly and Serhii Boachuk. You know, he's a warrior, but now I think people are a little bit more willing to rob you or give you a bad. It's, like I said, I compare him that he might be in the same stratosphere or the same position as Sandor Martin. Like, some people just have a reputation of, if it's a close fight, we're not going to give it to you. And I think that's a territory that Ishmael Davis is now in. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Says Spence was pound for pound. Come on now. I responded to like 10 comments. What wars I had saying what happened after Bud won. I could have. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I picked Canelo. And I have no problem being wrong, bro. It's boxing. I love boxing, man. I don't pick a fighter from a place of hate or a place of malice. I pick because of who I think is gonna win. And I think Terence Crawford put on a phenomenal performance, man. Like Christian and Billy and Lester Martinez was fight of the night because it was so intense, right? It was like freaking what's that joke called? Like Dragon Ball Z or something, Goku and Vegeta. But Canelo and Bud, that was performance of the night just because of what was at stake. The fact that he was aiming to be a 3-time undisputed. The fact that he made it look so sweet. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Terence Crawford moving up a weight classes, I just think Canelo. Yeah, man. I just think, like I said, I don't have a problem with Canelo. Like, you know me, right? I like Canelo, but I had a problem with his effort against William Skull. I did not like that fight. It's easy to blame William Skull because he's not popular, right? He's a guy with a less renown, the lower profile, so it's easy to blame him. But Canelo, I like Cinnamon because I know what he's capable of. And to me, he showed us, he demonstrated the actions of a complacent fighter that just was comfortable. He knew that William Skull wasn't going to be able to beat him like that. And so I didn't like that performance from Canelo because when I like a fighter, I like it because they fight good. They fight very well, And I thought that was a bad performance. But I don't feel like this performance against Bud was a bad performance. I just think that Bud had all the answers. I think that's a little different, man. He says, Thomas says, salute my guy. Hey, shout out to my brother Thomas, man. What's good? Fernando Vargas got exposed with Callum Walsh. I'm gonna be honest too. I was not impressed with. I expected Callum Walsh to beat, like I said, Fernando, Calando, or even in Orlando, Callum in 5. But Callum Walsh disappointed me, man. I'm sorry, Callum Walsh. He beat Fernando Vargas, but he did not look good. He didn't look good doing it. So I think Callum Walsh, he beat Fernando Vargas, rightfully so, as we anticipated. But there was nothing that was like, oh man, he looked good, or there was nothing impressive about his performance. He just looked like a mediocre guy, man. So I'm off the Callum Walsh train officially. I don't believe in him at all. I just feel like it's just a matter of time before you fight somebody that. Because Fernando Vargas showed us what you could do against him. He just wasn't able to capitalize off of it, and Callum Walsh wasn't able to capitalize on a lot of things that Fernando Vargas gave him. And I look at Fernando Vargas Jr., no disrespect, but I never really believed in him like that. I don't think him or Armando are good. I think Emiliano has promise, but he's still unproven to me. But I think he's the youngest one. He has the most promise, Emiliano, but I never really believed in Fernando Vargas Jr. or Armando Vargas. So, the fact that Callum Walsh didn't beat him convincingly enough, I didn't think that was a good performance at all, man. Shout out to Callum Walsh though. He said Bud dominated Golovkin's bro. You could feel the IQ of both fighters in Canelo versus Bud. Yeah, bro, you saw them both thinking in there. That's why I know a lot of people, like I said, I was happy with Canelo's performance. I will say I wish he would have taken more chances, but maybe he felt like he would have got rocked. So he says to me, Callum, Fernando Jr., Alakel didn't look the part. Callum Walsh didn't look good. Alakel didn't look good. Muhammad Alakel didn't look good. He said Fernando Jr. I mean, he didn't look good, but I didn't expect him to look good. But gosh dang Christian and Billy, and gosh dang Lester the Court Jester Martinez. Hey man. Like I said, that fight was so good, I don't even want them to fight anymore. Have a draw and y'all just go y'all separate ways, man. Because if they fight again, man, I'm not even trying to speak facetiously or speak in hyperbole. I do think that they will literally take years off each other's lives if they haven't done so already. That fight was too brutal, man. That was a fight. Forget boxing. That was a fight. They don't need to fight anymore, man. But that fight was good, though. It was entertaining. If they fight again, I will not object. But I'm saying for their health and welfare and well-being, I'm glad it was 10 rounds. If it was 12 rounds, They might have had to take a stretcher out there, boy. And speaking of another fight, man, the undercard. Let's talk about the undercard at bantamweight of Naoya Inoue and MJ Akhmadaliev. Shout out to Yoshiki Takei, man, the WBO former WBO bantamweight champion at 118. You know, he also is a former kickboxer as well. Hey, man, Christian Medina, the Mexican fighter. He beat the hell out of the Japanese fighter, Yoshiki Takei, man. He dropped him in the first round. And when you got dropped, Yoshiki Takei looked like he made a stank face. I said, oh, boy. He made a stank face like he ain't know what happened. Like, he looked like he ain't know Medina had arms. Like, he was so shocked. He looked at Medina like he had 3 legs and 18 arms. He was so surprised. And then Medina just went crazy on him, man. He stopped him in the 4th round. Shout out to Christian Medina, you know. Yeah, man, Christian Medina, he definitely capitalized on his moment. And I think Medina has like 4 losses or something like that. He lost to Ryosuke Nishida, I believe was his last loss. You know, Ryosuke Nishida was a former IBF bantamweight champion. So Medina's a good guy. You know, losing to Nishida is not that bad. But I ain't gonna lie, it kind of sucked for me to see Yoshiki Takei get beat like that. Said I have Tony Ferguson over Bud for Papa Pie after beating Saul Poppy obsolete. But Dita, I didn't expect Yoshiki Takei to get beat like that. So that was kind of crazy, man. But shout out to Medina, man. Yoshiki Takei is no longer undefeated. And yeah, man. Christian Medina is out of Mexico too, you know. So Guadalajara, I believe. I knew Medina could crack in Mexico. Didn't know he had that behind him shot. Bro. Medina pulled off the upset. Crazy, Oscar. I'm talking about he was hitting rapid fire uppercuts. You remember when Boots was hitting Stanionis with the uppercuts, you know, to the body though? That's how Medina was digging, but hitting Takei in the head. I said, yo, that was a great stoppage. You know, there was some pretty bad stoppages this weekend, like Steven So Nelson being stopped in the first round by Raiko Santana. I think that was a premature stoppage. I also think that there was another premature stoppage with Marco Verde. Shout out to Marco Verde, but Sona Akale, that was a bad stoppage, man. Yeah, I actually think that should be overturned to a no contest. That was a terrible stoppage. And there was another questionable stoppage too. But this was not questionable, man. That was a good stoppage. He saved Takei major brain cells. Shout out to the new wave of Mexicans going to Japan and coming back home with the titles. Shout out to everybody getting those titles, man. You know, shout out to them, man. I hate to say it, Doc, but Monster off the hey, you know, I'm gonna be honest, you know, hopefully, you know, I'm hoping that everything's okay. Just because what has happened in recent times. I'm hoping that Christian Medina is not on anything, you know. But unfortunately, because of people giving it a bad rap, like Jaime Munguia was exonerated. But you know, if you believe it or not, I believe it because I ain't got time for conspiracy theories. But let's think about a lot of the fighters that have been popping dirty. A lot of them, unfortunately, have come from have been Mexican, you know, and affiliated with No Life No Boxing brand, you know, Eddie Reynoso. So, you know, you have Jaime Munguia, who when he beat Bruno Saras, like I said, he's been exonerated, so shout out to him. And then you have Francisco Rodriguez, what he did to Galal Yafai, you know, that's no bueno. And then Julio Cesar Martinez, you know, and then you have even Canelo had something in his past, you know, he cleared it up, so shout out to my boy Cinnamon. But that's also there. You have Oscar Valdez, so it just looks bad, man. And but shout out to Christian Medina. I just hope that all the testing is good, you know. I think it will be, but it does cross my mind, you know. I was like, dang, that sucks. But I'm hoping everything will be good, man. I don't like to put that on people either, so I just wait for the test and wait for the results. But yeah, I mean, hey, the Monster might have something. It's unfortunate that because in boxing, man, the rules are so loose and there's so many loopholes, and you got to be a little suspicious of everybody. But yeah, I mean, I think Naoya Inoue's clean. We'll see though. He said, "You going to stop playing with my Lester, Lester the court jester." Shout out to Lester Martinez, man. If he is clean athlete, bro, is good. Yeah, I think they're clean until proven innocent. I mean, until proven otherwise. Are you still interested in Fury AJ fight if it happens? Yeah, I'm interested in Fury and AJ. Yeah, always until you know. Yeah, I'm interested. I wish it would happen soon, but I'm not excited for it, but yeah, if it was called like, oh yeah, it's about to happen soon, I'll be excited. Yeah, I'll be happy for it, but it's not something I'm looking forward to. Let me say it like that. It's like if it happens, it happens. If not, I don't even care, you know. But yeah, if it gets called and it's actually ordered or it's actually finalized, and yeah, Junto was definitely trying to hit the exit. Hey, Junto, you saw that? Junto was trying to get up out of there, man. But I just think he was probably tired. Shoot, you know, and not saying that it's, you know, I know it's you know what, so it was 4 a.m. for us. I think it was probably like 9 or 10 p.m. for them. He probably just tried to get up out of there, man. You know, shoot, how much boxing can you take? Even sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes like I'll be like, man, I'm about to watch this fight, and I'll be like, bro, I'm just tired. I don't even want to watch boxing. I consume a lot of boxing, so I don't really think Junto was trying to get up out of there like that. But I just thought it was funny because it looked like he was trying to duck up out of there, like, hold on, don't let him see me. I thought it was funny, man. But yeah, sometimes you just get tired of watching boxing. I hope Medina isn't on anything. Me too. I vouched for freaking Francisco, and he did EPDs. Yeah, man. Yeah, Galal 5. I don't think he needed it either, but unfortunately, it's like even Ryan Garcia, right? You know, I don't know if you know that, Shawa, but I put money on Ryan Garcia. But you know, I didn't know the racist bum was gonna be. I didn't know he was racist at the time, and I didn't know he was a cheater. You know what I'm saying? I'm cheating as Ryan Garcia, man.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
Yeah, but I put money on Ryan Garcia because, like I said, once again, it's not because I don't like Devin Haney. It's not because I like Ryan Garcia too much, but I did like Ryan Garcia more than Devin Haney at the time. But I put money on him because stylistically, I thought that Ryan Garcia posed a threat that Devin Haney hasn't seen in a long time. You know, he was used to fighting smaller guys and older guys and weaker guys and less athletic guys at that moment. So I thought Ryan Garcia would pose a threat that he hasn't seen in a little while that would make him uncomfortable. But I'm not for anybody cheating, you know. So I'm sorry. I gotta slightly disagree because I don't think that they need it. Like I said, I bet money on him without. It's not like I got a secret letter that told me he was gonna be cheating. So I didn't think he needed to cheat. But if he is cheating, then he felt like he needed to cheat. You know what I'm saying? So, but I agree with you in theory. Like I don't think that they needed to cheat, but they did. So they're a bunch of cheaters. You know, same with Conor Ben, Jarrell, Baby Miller, all those cheaters, man. You can't have that, man. You got to clear the sport. We got to uphold the purity, sanctity, and integrity of the sport. I feel like Monster didn't want to knock out MJ to put on a show for Junto. I disagree with that. I don't think so. I think MJ Akhmadaliev, like that's what I say. Like if you watch that fight, I'm not saying you didn't, but when I watched that fight, rather, I thought MJ, like I thought Inoue clearly won. But I thought MJ Akhmadaliev had some good spots. I feel like people are just making. I see some like overwhelming belief that MJ Akhmadaliev like went in there and didn't do anything. I thought he could have did more, but I thought he did something. I thought he cracked Inoue a couple of times. Now, was Inoue ever in danger? No, not. I mean, well, the 12th round when he wobbled him, but no, I still think that he put up an effort. You know, I just think that Inoue was just much better. You know, I'm not going for Inoue put on a show because he didn't want to knock out MJ. No, I'm not going for that. That's too much now. That's too much now. I mean, if that's the case, then Terence Crawford put on the show. He didn't want to knock out Israel Madrimov because he wanted to show everybody that he could hang at 154 by going the distance. Like, we stop it. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already, man. I see a lot of people in here and they don't want to smack the like button because they be hating on the boy. Don't be mad at me because I make it sound good and I articulate myself. You feel me? It's okay. You ain't gotta hit the like button. You know what I'm talking about? You will one day. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, but let's see. It says Canelo. This is the first time in 7 years that Canelo has woken up and not been a reigning boxing world champion. Wow. Canelo has been in possession of at least one title belt ever since the rematch victory over Triple G, Gennady Golovkin in 2018. Legendary run for one of the greatest to ever do it. Facts. What's next for Terence Crawford, man? Do I think a lot of people talking about maybe the rematch, man? I wouldn't mind the rematch, of course. That'd be a good send off. That would be a good send off for Bud, that is. But I just don't think he gets better. You know, Bud is the better boxer. Usually rematches favor the better boxer. You feel me? But if he wants to do it, then yeah, you should try. You know, you could try to get it back with Bivol. You could try to get it back with Bud. You can't try to get it back with Floyd. Obviously, he's retired, but I turned off that monster fight after 6 rounds. MJ wasn't even throwing. And I disagree, man. I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I got to go watch it again. I was tired now. I was tired, but I think I do think now that like Ty said and like I said, I think MJ could have done more, but I don't think he was in there not doing anything, man. I think he was trying to I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to set him up and pick his spots, but I just think he was being too judicious. I do agree he was being too judicious with his shots. But like I said, man, it's one thing to think what you're gonna do. It's another thing to be in there and have to do it against the monster, man. He is the monster. You feel me? So, like I said, I had Akhmadaliev. I had Inoue beating Akhmadaliev going in. So, but I did think he was gonna put forth a little effort. But the person who I do expect the only person I expect to beat Inoue, I don't want to say I expected to beat him, but I think it's gonna be a great fight. And I'm leaning towards Inoue. I mean, leaning towards Nakatani is Nakatani. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm leaning towards Junto. That's the only person I think around his weight class that really has a good chance to beat him. You know, he said Janabek. Yeah, that's what I said Janabek too, if Bob allows it. But you know, we know what Top Rank is. You know, I see people always talk about how PBC and Al Heyman kept Bud away from greatness. You know, well, I think they forget that Bob Arum and Top Rank kept Bud away from greatness just as much, if not even more. They didn't let him fight Pacquiao and all this other stuff, right? You know, Terence Crawford left Top Rank just like Floyd left Top Rank, just like Shakur left Top Rank, just like, you get the point, right? So a lot of people leave Top Rank because Top Rank and Bob Arum doesn't do right by them, especially Americans. So, so yeah, Crawford won't do 160 unless it's a 2-fight pathway to undisputed. And it's definitely not a 2-fight, right? Because Janabek has a belt, Adames has a belt, and Lara, right? Lara has a what? Adames has a WBC. Lara has a WBA. And then Janabek has a WBO and the IBF, right? He has both, right? Did he give up the IBF? No, I think he has both. But yeah, what would I want Bud to do? I wouldn't be mad at him going to 160. I think I will tell you this though. I don't think he should go to 154. Not because he can't do it, but that will be eerily similar to who, chat? That'd be dangerously similar to Roy Jones going back down and getting smoked, right? Remember, he went up to fight John Ruiz. Granted, Roy Jones did a couple movies. He was in The Matrix, dropping albums, you know what I'm talking about? So he was living it up. But then he lost weight and went from heavyweight back down to light heavy. And we already know what happened with the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. So I don't, he said emphatically, he said, I'm not going to 154. So I was actually happy to hear that. He said he might go to 160. I think 160 is cool, but going from 168 back to 154, I'm not saying he can't do it, but I don't know if that'll be wise. I don't know if it would behoove him to do it. But yeah, I still would want to see Jermell Charlo though. I'm not gonna lie. If Jermell Charlo could get hold of a belt, I would like to see Jermell versus Terence. But I guess at 154. But you know, like you said, he doesn't want to go to 154, so maybe 160. You know, I would like to see that. And we'll see if Jermell Charlo gets that title opportunity, because Terence Crawford has been stripped of the WBA belt at 154 now. So we'll see if Abbas Barao gets elevated from the WBA interim to the full champion, and we'll see if they try to get Jermell Charlo a belt. You know, feed him that. We'll see. We'll see, man. I'm not sure, but yeah, boxing is interesting right now, man. Like I said, I'm a little sad that my boy Cinnamon took that L. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a little sad that my boy took that L, but I'm happy that Terence Crawford got a dub, man. I can't be. I don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for Crawford. You feel me? My boy Cinnamon, hey, he ain't had the bing bang boom with him, chat. He ain't have the bing bang boom with him, dub. He ain't have it, bro. He ain't have it, bro. But yeah, man, I just I know a lot of people saying they want to fight Bivol, Ty. I don't want to see Bivol and Crawford, man. Smoke it all cinnamon. Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth, man. They say Terence. A lot of people want to see Terence Crawford and Bivol. I was like, come on, man. Like, we gotta chill, man. I want to see Bivol and Beterbiev finalize that trilogy, assuming Beterbiev could beat Dion Nicholson. I want to see Bivol against Benavidez. I want to see Beterbiev versus Benavidez. I want to see like those guys fight, man. I don't want to see Bud versus Beterbiev or Bud versus Bivol or Bud versus Benavidez. Like, come on, man. We gotta chill out, man. We gotta use a little common sense. Like Terence Crawford. And I don't want to say this because I think people will intentionally take your words out of context. So I'm trying to be careful how I phrase this. Terence Crawford didn't fight anybody at 168, and that's not a problem. He fought the best at 168, but the best at 168 happened to be a guy that he has similar dimensions with, you know what I'm saying? Like height, he has a longer reach, so that's guy at 168. Canelo is the best, but he's the guy that's probably the most comparable in body composition to Terence Crawford, similar to Roy Jones. Roy Jones went up and fought John Ruiz. I'm not knocking that. I think that's great because John Ruiz was a champion. However, that doesn't mean that Roy Jones should fight Lennox Lewis or Vladimir Klitschko. No, John Ruiz stylistically for that matchup, that was the one that made the most sense. So let's not act like Terence Crawford has to campaign at 168. He doesn't. If he wants to, that's cool, but he doesn't have to. Just like Canelo didn't have to campaign at 175, he could just go up and try to fight Kovalev. Just like Roy Jones didn't have to campaign at heavyweight, it's okay for him to go up and just try to fight John Ruiz. Because even if you have a stylistic advantage, you still at a significant disadvantage from the size standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So being in lower weight divisions or being bigger weight divisions. So what do you think about Hamza, Eubank, or Pacheco for Bud? I'm not interested in any fights for him at 168, Birdman, to be honest. I mean, how do you feel? What do you think? I don't like Hamza for Bud. If Bud's gonna fight a guy at 168, he might as well fight Lester because that's his homie, and give Lester an opportunity to get some belts. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Bud belongs at 168, man. I think this is a one-off, man. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would like to see Canelo versus Hamza. But be honest with you, I don't even really like, I said this before too, I don't even like Cinnamon versus Hamza. I think Cinnamon smokes Hamza Shiraz. I'm not convinced by Hamza yet. I did like his win against Edgar, though. Shout out to Hamza. He deserves every opportunity he gets. But I'd much rather see those guys fight each other. Hamza and Eubank have been talking about fighting each other. I'd rather see Hamza and Eubank. I'd rather see Pacheco and Hamza. I'd rather see, Iglesias and Pacheco, something like that. I'd rather see those guys mix it up. Tell Bivol come to 168 like you tried with Canelo with the hydration clause. Hey, but that's only if Bivol is the one asking for the fight. Yeah, true. Fuck all these fraudulent fans who only want to see Bud lose because then who's next? Jake Paul. Come on now, Ty. Come on. And there's no disrespect to anybody. You can have it, but like you can't tell me that Bud, and I'm not talking to you, Birdman, or anybody specifically in the chat, but you can't tell me Bud needs to go fight Bivol after being 3 times undisputed, but tell me you're okay with Nick Ball fighting TJ Doheny to defend his belt. You're okay with Nick Ball fighting Ronnie Rios and Sam Goodman to defend his belt, but you want Bud to go fight Bivol next after just beating Canelo and before that beating Israel Madrimov, before that beating Errol Spence. You demand so much of these guys that are already doing so much, but you're okay with so little from other guys that aren't doing much at all. Teofimo just defended his WBO belt against Arnold Barbosa and Steve freaking Claggett. But you want Bud to go fight Bivol and Beterbiev. Naoya Inoue just defended his belt. MJ Akhmadaliev was a good defense, but before MJ Akhmadaliev, he defended his belt against Ramon Cardenas, Yi Jun Kim, and TJ Doheny. What are we doing? What? Let me ask you again. What are we doing? Come on, bro. No, bro. Stop moving the goalposts for fighters because they're great. Expect greatness from everybody. You know what I'm saying? If anybody deserves a tune-up fight, it's Terence Bud Crawford. If anybody deserves a gimme freebie fight, it's Terence Bud Crawford. You want him to go from freaking Errol Spence to Madrimov to Canelo to Bivol? Huh? What? Come on, dog. But you're okay with Nick Ball fighting 2 smaller guys and Sam Goodman and gosh dang Sam Goodman and TJ Doheny. Come on, bruh. Big facts, Oster. Shout out to my brother Oster in the building. But next fight should be Jake Paul for a light 100 million. Chill out and wait for the one of these manufacturing champs to get that money. That's crazy, bro. Canelo sus. Hey man, get off my boy, man. Get off my boy. Canelo couldn't barely get around Bud's reach. He not thumping Hamza. Shawa, stop it. Shawa, you better stop. Oh, hold on now, Shawa. Nah. Now she disrespectful, chat. She disrespectful, chat. He's not thumping. Get out of here. Nah. We go. Hey, somebody get Shawa up out of here, man. Somebody escort Shawa up out of here, man. She said Cinnamon ain't beating. Man, come on, stop it now. Don't let Bud fool you. Bud is great. Don't let Bud fool you. Bud might thump Shiraz. I don't want to see it, but Bud might thump Shiraz. Don't do my boy Cinnamon like that. Cinnamon smokes Shiraz. Stop it. Don't do my boy like that now. Don't do my boy like that now. Shiraz gonna get done just like this by Cinnamon. Kill after kill after kill. Let's freaking go. True. Yeah, I like that. Oh man, Canelo. You see that long neck Shiraz got? Adamas was getting the sheep. Man, stop it. Canelo might knock Shiraz head loose. Decapitate him. Metaphorically speaking. Not seriously. Can't hell no need to fight a pedestrian. I agree. Don't do my boy like that. Canelo better check them raps or get Andy Lee removed. He better check them raps. Is crazy. Bud versus Resendez, overhaul title defense homecoming fight. So you think Bud should go down to no. You think he should stay at 168 and fight get that back for his homie Caleb Plant? Shout out to Caleb Plant, man. Another one of my favorite fighters. That was the upset of the year, man. Shout out to Armando Resendez, man. He did his thing. Caleb Plant got to get that back on his own, man. Caleb Plant got to get that back. Man. It's going to be tough, though. A former sparring partner, you have a familiarity there. It's going to be tough. But I think Caleb Plant could do it, man. My boy just had a baby, man. His mind wasn't there, man. No excuse, though. Shout out to Resendez. I don't want to take away any credit from Resendez. I can't believe I can't believe Shawa just did my boy Cinnamon like that. Said Hamza Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz. Oh my gosh. We still, when you say Hamza Shiraz, they still looking at him like this.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
We don't know Hamza Shiraz around here, man. Stop playing with Cinnamon, man. We don't know who Hamza Shiraz is. We don't know that guy. We don't who the fuck is that guy? Who is that guy? But not fighting nobody named nobody y'all named at 168. If anything, Ward is more likely. We know that's not happening. Hey, RJ Ward come out of retirement. Hey, they have one of those infamous sparring sessions in front of the world. Doc, you watch football like NFL? No, I used to, but I didn't agree with how they treated Colin Kaepernick for exercising his right of freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way they blackballed him for that. I'm not saying you got to agree with his message, but in my personal opinion, he kneeled. You know, kneeling is never a sign of threatening. Kneeling is actually, in every other culture and every other time somebody kneels, you kneel when you submit to somebody. Even dogs do that. When they submit, they kneel, right? You kneel when you're proposing to your significant other. It's like, I'm showing you that, hey, I'm giving my all to you. I'm honoring you. You kneel when you meet royalty. So why is kneeling all of a sudden being treated like it's disrespectful? I've never seen kneeling be treated as disrespectful in my life until Kaepernick did it, you know, for the social injustice cause. So like I said, it's not about disagreeing. I don't like liars. I don't like people manipulating people's messages regardless of what they say and controlling the narrative so much so that you're making somebody seem like there's something that they're not. Hence why I was so pissed off with how they treated Terence Crawford and tried to say that he was villainous. There was nothing villainous about Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is not a villain. That implies that you're doing something evil. You're going out your way to be a bad guy. Terence Crawford was not liked by a lot of the people that were pro Canelo that were booing him. He was not a villain because you don't like him. That doesn't make you a villain. If you don't like me, I'm not villainous. So I think people need to learn how to use simple words and know the definitions of the words that they are using and learn how to express themselves better. He should have said that, oh, the crowd doesn't like you. You're not a fan favorite. But not being a fan favorite and not being liked is not synonymous with being a villain. I'm just saying. I think the guy that says racial slurs, I think that's a villain, but we treat him like a hero, though, right? I think using racial slurs is villainous. I think being a PED cheating, habitual cheater is villainous. I think putting your hands on your significant other, especially when you're a male and they're a female, I think that's villainous. I think having outside the ring issues and being arrested, I think that's villainous. None of these things Bud has. So there's nothing villainous about Bud. Just say you don't like him, and that's cool. Keep it at that and keep it pushing with your goofy ass. Ignorant ass. I hated that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And this is coming from a person that was going for Canelo, so it has nothing to do like, oh yeah, I'm just so pro Bud that, oh, I'm just rocking with Bud so much that I know, bro. They do these things intentionally, and you know, you might make it seem like they're just saying it whimsically and there's no thought process behind it, but there is thought process behind it, and they're doing it with intentionality, and the intention is to misrepresent people. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. That's what boxing does. That's what people do. You know. Yo, shout out to Red, man. Long time no see. My brother, shout out to Red. Big member in the building. He said, we still talking about Bud? This man, Oster. Oh, so wait. Let me get. So wait, Oster, so you don't want to talk about Bud anymore? Get out of here, bro. For real. Y'all really need one of your favorite fighters to get their butt kicked. If nobody to fight now for Bud, nobody. He took the crowd. What the freak? Hey, man, get out of here, bro. Shout out to Lee Jackson, man. Salutations, my brother. Both my favorites won the fight, and I'm super happy. Shout out to Naoya Bud. Hey, shout out to you, Corey. Yeah, man. Shout out to Naoya. Shout out to Bud, man. Hey, man, I like Bud's one of my favorites too. But my top two. Y'all know that, man. My top two is Cinnamon and Javante. That's still gonna be. I'm not really I'm not a fair weather person or a fair weather fan. You know, I rock with people regardless of winning or losing because I don't like them simply because they win all the time. I like them because winning is part of it, but also other things too. So shout out to Cinnamon. Shout out to Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue, he smoked MJ Akhmadaliev. I thought it was going to be I thought Inoue was going to win, but I thought it was going to be a more competitive fight than it was. But I think MJ Akhmadaliev, I think people are kind of hard on him and how bad it was. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think he went in there and pulled I don't know. I don't think he went in there and pulled a Josh Clottey versus Manny Pacquiao. Josh Clottey ain't do nothing, you know, or even like yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he could have did more, but I didn't think it was super bad. Bud beating the guy that beat all the people 168. Why fight them? They should feel that shit at 147 pounds. Beat the guy y'all lost to. What you talking? Nah, I don't want to talk. Nah, I wanted to teach however they wanted to learn. No, I mean, Bud got to fight somebody. So who you want to fight then? I mean, you got to fight somebody if he's gonna stay. I don't think there's anything wrong with him fighting anybody at 168. I just don't think, like, who, like, do we really want to see Bud versus Billy? Do we want to see Bud versus Lester Martinez? Do we want to see Bud versus Ozzy Iglesias? Do we want to see Bud versus, I guess maybe some people would be interested in Bud versus Caleb Plant or Bud versus Jamal Charlo. Maybe people would be interested in that, but that's not even the right Charlo. It's Jermell Charlo, but maybe some people would want to see that. Maybe some people would want to see Bud versus Pacheco. I mean, I don't really care for those fights, but I mean, hey, I definitely get up for it, but I think it'll be better. Bud, I think he should retire, be honest. But if he doesn't, I think he should go to 154 or 160. Jake Paul and onto the beach. Nah. No disrespect to Bud. I don't think he's. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Do y'all think people would want to see Bud versus Jake Paul? You got to remember that Jake Paul, it's not about being good, right? That's not what makes Jake Paul's fights interesting. It's about having a presence, right? That's why Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was big. It's not because Mike Tyson's good. I mean, it's because of Mike Tyson's aura. What he was good. He's iconic, but it wasn't because the man was 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I still think the biggest fights for Jake Paul are exactly who he's fighting and who he was trying to fight. It's Canelo. He tried to fight Canelo. It's Anthony Joshua. He tried to fight Anthony Joshua, and there's Gervonta Tank Davis. That's who he's fighting now. I don't like any of those fights. I think Gervonta makes the least amount of sense. I think it's the worst, but he's fighting the guys that are the most popular. I don't think Terence Crawford and Jake Paul I don't think that does much, to be honest. So I don't know if he would target Jake Paul. I mean, I don't know if Jake Paul would target, but I don't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see Jake at all either. I'm with you on that, Shawa. He said, Naoya and Bud are cute. Yeah, we gonna pause that. These grown men we talk about, you said they cute? Hey, yo. Yeah, we definitely gonna pause that. We gonna pause that one.
No, did he?
I ain't been cute since I was 5. They grown men. They my age. Hey, shout out to them though, you know? Yeah, hey. Is nobody to fight right now? Nah, I can't say there's nobody to fight. Yeah, I don't. So sometimes I be wondering how you be coming to these conclusions, Oster. I wouldn't say there's nobody to fight. There's nobody as intriguing as, yeah, I mean, there's nobody as intriguing as Canelo and Bud. Now, yeah, if you're talking about for that, yeah, it's not going to match the intensity of that. It's not going to match the energy. But when Floyd fought Pacquiao, there was nothing that was going to match that. But that doesn't mean that they had to retire after that, or there was nobody to fight. There's still people to fight. But nah, I disagree with that. I just don't think people will be interested in Jake Paul versus Terence Crawford. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not saying I'm against it. Terence Crawford can fight. If Terence Crawford wants to fight Oscar Collazo at minimum weight, he can do whatever he wants. But that doesn't change the fact that I don't think people will be interested. You know, Terence Crawford's he's not a dynamic personality like that. You know, a lot of people, for whatever reason, you know, they like Anthony Joshua because he has a physique that looks like a superhero and he's on the GQ magazine. People like Gervonta Tank Davis because he like acts hood or whatever. He's from the hood and his tattoos and his TikTok dancers or whatever, or Instagram or whatever it is. And then they like Canelo because he's the face of boxing. You see what I'm saying? Like Terence Crawford does not have that crossover appeal. You can't. He's a beast though. He's the best fighter, but he doesn't have a crossover appeal. Unfortunately, I think that's bad, but it is what it is. He said MJ disrespected Inoue. I don't think MJ disrespected him. You're supposed to call out people. MJ, let's not change what it is, right? MJ deserved the title shot, so he wanted his title shot, and he wasn't getting it, and that's unfair. So he deserved it because the WBA and President Gilberto Mendoza said that he deserved it a couple years ago. So I don't think calling for your shot. Is Joseph Parker disrespected Alexander Usyk because he's saying I want my shot? That's not disrespectful. I mean, if you don't stand up for yourself, then who is? I don't think there's anything disrespectful about Akhmadaliev calling out Inoue, in my personal opinion. I think people they personalize things too much. There's nothing disrespectful. This is boxing. They're about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Whether you call somebody out or not, you're punching each other in the face. This is not. Nah. And as much as I like Canelo, I hated the fact that he said that Benavidez was disrespectful. What you mean disrespectful? We ain't trying to kumbaya in the woods. We trying to around a fire roasted chestnuts. We about to fight. I don't really get that disrespectful stuff. Boots versus Virgil. Ooh, I like that. Boots versus Virgil, winner gets Bud. I like that. I would like to see either fight that was meant to happen before, kind of like a passing of the torch in Boots or Virgil. I mean, some people say the same thing that they wanted with Canelo and Benavidez, like a passing of the torch fight potentially. So I wouldn't be mad at Boots and Bud. I don't really care for that. No disrespect to Boots. I just don't. I mean, he hasn't even fought at 154 yet, so he just doesn't have. It's not really justified. But would I like the fight? Absolutely, I like the fight. You know, that's an interesting fight, but it's not justified. That if I'm Bud, I wouldn't take it for what? Boots doesn't even have a belt right now. You know, I know a lot of people just think that this is just like, oh, you know, I want to fight Reb, so let's go fight after school behind the gas station. No, this ain't the hood. This ain't hood scouts. This is sports. You know what I'm saying? It's not Gladiator. This is sports. So that's why I tell people when people duck, right? When we talk about ducking, there's multiple reasons to duck somebody. As much as I like Gervonta Tank Davis, I think he's ducking Lamont Roach because all of us anticipated him to fight Lamont Roach for a rematch after the controversial draw. Not only that, but the WBA, again, and President Gilberto Mendoza, he announced that they were going to pursue a rematch, and he's fighting Jake Paul. That doesn't mean that we don't have common sense and economic sense. We understand the economic implications. We understand the revenue generation potential with Jake Paul is way more than it is with Lamont Roach. But as a boxing purist, I have no problem, whether I like Tank or not, to say that, hey, you're ducking the fight with Lamont Roach. That doesn't mean that I think Tank is scared of Roach. That doesn't mean that I think that that Tank won't beat Roach. But sometimes you could duck somebody because you're scared. You could duck somebody because the timing, or you prioritize something else, the business not there, or you could duck somebody because it's a better earning potential in another fight. It's a business, man. Like, we're not just, I don't know what people think. Like, boxing is every sport is a business. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's out there playing basketball for free or doing this. You could try to, sometimes basketball players go to bad teams, not because they want to lose, but because they want to get 100 million more than they want to get a championship ring. Athletes make business moves all the time, just like executives and owners and promoters make business deals all the time. They all do it, man. But we like to villainize the fighter because it's easy. He said, got to remember, Canelo just fought for money. The sport today is more about money. Yep, Bud beating Canelo, and y'all don't think they will tune in to see Bud and Jake? I believe it will be big. No, I don't think that they'll tune in to see Bud and Jake. No, I don't. Bud beat Canelo, but Bud beat Canelo, and they're both boxers. Bud didn't beat Canelo. First of all, nobody thinks that Jake Paul would beat Canelo. So even though Bud beat Canelo wasn't going to get the Jake Paul fight. Jake Paul didn't pursue Canelo because Canelo was the best. He pursued Canelo because Canelo is the biggest money generator. He just happens to be very good as well. Jake Paul was not targeting the best. If that's the case, then he wouldn't be targeting Gervonta Tank Davis. He would have targeted Terence Crawford. He would have targeted Jai Pataya, somebody that's close to his weight division. I think you're mixing these two ideas, bro. Jake Paul is not targeting the best, brother. Doc said it, Todd. Oh, what I say? What did I say? Oh, what I say? MJ needed to disrespect, but thank you, Ty. Thank you, Ty. Bud versus Andre Ward, man. Y'all stop it, man. Come on, bro. Stop it, man. Y'all stop it, man. But shout out to Inoue, man. Inoue and Bud once again. Hey, Inoue and Bud, they fight on the same weekend, boy. They shut it down. They both get the W. Shout out to I said Bud is Canelo baby daddy. I don't even know what that means, but we gonna pause that though.
What?
Yeah, Bud is Canelo's baby daddy. I don't know what that means.
What do you mean by that?
Bud versus, yeah, we might as well say Bud versus Usyk. Yeah, exactly. Like, Jake Paul's not targeting Usyk. If Usyk is the best, Jake Paul didn't want to fight Usyk. He wanted to fight Mike Tyson. He didn't want to fight Usyk. He wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul's not going for the best, bro. He's going for the biggest money, the revenue generator. You don't I don't know. It's like Bivol, right? Bivol beat Canelo. Jake Paul wasn't targeting Bivol. Did Bivol become the face of boxing when he beat Canelo? No, it doesn't work like that. You got to have the other stuff, So even though you could beat Canelo and Canelo's the face of boxing, that doesn't mean that you're the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody would think that Bud's the face of boxing. He's the best in boxing. It's not the same as being the face of boxing. Those are two different things. No, at the time, however, now doc shit changed overnight. Can we call in? Yeah, you can call in, but no, it doesn't change like that. No. It doesn't change. Like, we're talking about Bud, bro. Bud is 42-0, and he's 38 years old. He's not a new guy. You know what I'm saying? So no, Bud is no disrespect. I don't think it's disrespect. We're not gonna call stuff for what it ain't. Bud is not. There's a reason why he wasn't the A side against Spence. There's a reason why he wasn't the A side against Canelo. There's a reason why. That's not a knock on him, bro. I don't know. I think sometimes, like I said, I don't know what y'all be hearing when I be talking, man. I can't control that. I can only control what I say. You can't confuse, which I think is what you're doing. You're confusing being the best. This is not basketball, bro. This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? Usually in basketball and football and other sports, when you're the best, you become the face. You see what I'm saying? Boxing is not the same. I like Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm not saying that the people that are crazy who think that everybody that's their favorite is the best. But you never hear me say that I think Tank is the best boxer. I've always said I think Bud is the best boxer. But you know what I'm saying? Even before he beat Canelo, I had Bud number one. I said that. I remember when Bud and Tank were going back and forth. I said Tank better not fight Bud. Bud will put him to sleep. So you're confusing. To me, well, it seems like from what you're saying that you're confusing marketability with being the best. Those aren't the same things, bro. So why would Jake Paul fight? Jake Paul wouldn't fight I mean, we don't have to guess, bro. He's literally not targeting him, bro. There's nothing. There's no this discussion is fruitless, bro. He's literally targeted the three that are the biggest money makers. Nobody thinks Anthony Joshua is the best. He targeted him. That would be Usyk. Nobody thinks Tank is the best. He targeted him. That would have been Bud around that weight class. He targeted Canelo. Canelo was at number 1 on the pound for pound list. So that doesn't even make sense what you're saying. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you tweaking, bro. Sometimes, Doc, you think what we say is how people feel texted and talk is completely different. That's why it's confusing. Okay, yeah, call in, bro. Call in. I mean, either way, it don't matter how you say it. And I'm not trying to be funny. It don't matter how you say it or what you're saying. Jake Paul is not going to target Terence Crawford, bro. There's no way that you could cut it. But you're right. Texting and talking is different. Shout out to my brother Oscar in the Discord, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Shout out to Let's Be Real. He says in the cord. All right, bet. We gonna pull up Oscar first since he put the little cheese on there, and then we go pull up Oster. Yo. Shout out to my brother Oscar in the building. Mi hermano Carnal. What's popping with you, brethren?
Not much, man. Just surprised. Surprise. I didn't watch the fight, honestly.
You ain't watch the fight?
The Crawford butt? No. I had to go catch on the replay. Man,
You caught the replay. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. I didn't really care. Like I said, I mean, it's a historic moment. I'm glad I got to be part of it, you know. And Crawford's gonna go down in history. There's no denying on that no more. I mean, I guess the haters can say, well, he fought Errol after the car crash, or he didn't fight a hungry Canelo, or whatever you want to say. But
right,
shout out to Crawford. He did his thing. He's the greatest fighter, hands down, of this era. The greatest fighter I've seen since Floyd, honestly. Skill-wise, since Floyd. I mean, I don't know if he's better. Accolade-wise, he is. But resume-wise, I still, only couple names stand out, but not a whole lot.
Yep.
But no, shout out to Bud. He's a great one. He's the greatest of this era, hands down. That's what he should do. I think 1 or 2 fights, honestly. The ones that were happening in the past, kind of like passing the torch, like Floyd and Canelo. It was like Boots or Virgil. I think that'd be a good fight.
Hey, I like the fact that you said that, though. I love that idea.
I mean, they were in negotiations anyway, so
right.
Why not fire back up? People say that Boots was looking Bud or Bud was looking Boots. That something happened with Virgil, like it always happens. Or maybe Boots versus Virgil and winner gets Bud. I like that. I'm cool. I'm down for that too.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm with that. I just don't know if he's gonna. I mean, he said in the press conference that he wasn't. He said he's done with 54. So
yeah,
I mean, that don't mean he can't change his mind, you know. But
I'm glad. I think I don't want that Roy Jones situation to happen, because when you do go up in that weight, and man, the way Bud did it was incredible, astonishing. It gave me, and I don't know about you. In moments, it gave me Mayweather vibes. In other moments, it gave me Floyd. I mean, Bill vibes, where it was like,
yes, I think he did a mixture. I agree.
But I do agree. I don't think it was a wash, but I found it hard to give Canelo more than 3 rounds, honestly.
Yep, a lot of people had a 9-3, 10-2, so shout out to you, yeah. I'm
going
to
go
watch
rounds
it again.
Were swing rounds, but they were swing rounds because Crawford closed them out very good. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just glad it's over. See what happens in the future. But aside from that, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Beating the money man doesn't make it the money man.
Come on now.
Lamar Roach is not the money man for drawing.
Never will be the money man. Never. No disrespect to him. No, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Lamar Roach, yeah, facts.
And Tyson Fury or Usyk don't make as much money as AJ.
Right.
AJ sold out Wembley by himself. Now, Dubois, I mean, hands down, he's better than AJ after what happened. But
Right.
AJ's still the money man that made heavyweight.
Still is. Still is.
But I do see what Oster's saying though. My family, especially, because I was watching they were watching the event. We were at a party and they were playing there. I went home, went to sleep.
Okay.
But this morning, they called me and they were like, "Dude, the fight was that guy is so good. I think he's gonna get more notoriety. Not enough to be the money man in boxing, though."
Yeah, nah, he's not, bro. He's gonna get more popular, yeah, because more people watch. Yeah, it's face of boxing, so more people gonna see Terence Crawford. But yeah, I just don't.
Also, given the fact that Crawford is the one that gets shit the most out of the top 5 pound for pound.
Bro, yes, he gets disrespected the most.
Yeah, he gets disrespected the most. I don't think the media's gonna do him a favor. They praise Bam. They say he's number 1 pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy just did something incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if Inoue would have put down MJ, it would have been Inoue and Bud in conversation. I guarantee it 100%.
True.
They would have brought it up, man. Inoue is the golden child of boxing right now. He can't do nothing wrong.
Nope.
He had a tough fight against MJ. He couldn't put him out. Where they were like, "Oh, he's trying to show skills." Hell no, he was trying to put him out. Didn't see him shot.
Exactly. But he was thumping on him. That's what I'm like. What are people talking about, man? Sometimes I feel like maybe I be watching the wrong thing, or maybe I've been told I give fighters too much credit. So maybe there's that. I don't know, but
I do agree. Give me Arnold Barbosa fight, though. MJ should have done a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
The commentators didn't give him nothing, bro. I hate the commentators. Top ranked commentators are the worst. Well,
all the time.
They're tied up with the song right now when an Englishman is fighting. They're tied up, but they were like, "Oh, Angie was convincing himself he could beat Inoue." Like, what the hell you mean? You think he went in there and thinking he was gonna lose?
Exact, bro. It's disrespectful if you think you're gonna beat your opponent. Like, what are we talking about, bro? What's he supposed to think, man?
It's disrespectful the way he's been calling out Inoue. Inoue was hitting a bunch of low blows, and they didn't call not one. They were saying he was going to the body. I'm like, that's clearly a low blow. Am I dreaming?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess different strokes, different folks, man. Different, whatever. I don't know. Inoue is great, but take it away from his opponents doesn't make him better. Like, you gotta that's why he's great, because you're supposed to, like, I don't know, man.
Or giving too much to his opponents.
Or giving credit that's not deserving of some of his opponents.
And to the guy that was saying Nick Ball was gonna knock out Inoue, stop it. Nick Ball couldn't land a punch on TJ Ohinki for the first 5 rounds.
Right.
Stop it. He's
stop
not.
It, man. Nah. They gotta stop it, man.
I'll say though, I did see the old Inoue. The Inoue I felt.
Yes.
I like.
Yeah.
The Inoue that was in and out.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Not but boxing. I did see that.
Yep.
That Inoue, that's the monster. The one that we've seen today is the monster. Not the one
I like that.
Not the one that we've been seeing the last year and a half. Getting dropped by Cardenas and Louis Perry, fighting Jin Kim, fighting TJ Dohinki. But the one we came today, that was good. Just K, man, that hurt my soul. I ain't gonna lie. That hurt my soul.
What they say? Oh, Junto?
No, yeah, Yoshiki K.
Oh yeah, Yoshiki Takei. Yeah, man.
Not so much because the other guy was Mexican, because I'm Mexican and I always like it.
Right.
But
I know you like Takei though. Yeah.
The fight that was ahead of it, man. Say it's Sumi Takei, man. That was gonna be a fire fight.
Oh, true. That would have been a good one.
That would have been great. And I also think that's why Junto and Tatsumi were sitting right by each other. I think that was going to be the next event.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Damn, man. Takei, round 1, I've always said, like, Takei got precision, he got power, he got everything. But round 1, he got dropped. And like I said, I knew Medina could hit because I did some study on him before the Nishida fight, but I was like, damn, I don't know if he could hit this hard.
Bro, he was cracking him. Oh my goodness. When he dropped him
It
in the
reminded me
first
of
round of Takei's face, you see the face he made?
yeah, oh my god. It gave me Nakatani Tsumi vibes. You remember that triple fork combination uppercut where he just came out with the uppercuts? I'm like, bro, stop spending.
Bro just came out with the spamming the uppercuts, dog. Had that face swollen.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
goodness,
oh my
man.
God.
Let me pull up Oster real quick, man. And I'm don't go anywhere though, Oscar. I'm gonna jump back in and pull everybody up. I'm gonna let Oster get off for a little bit, man. Let me get his time. All right, bro. Appreciate you calling in, man. Shout out to my brother Oscar. Yes, sir. God bless. He said, I was pleasantly surprised with the fairness of the commentary in the main event. Like, yeah. Someone said something I want to respond to. Oh, yeah, Reb saying Crawford needs to keep fighting for legacy. That's 160 right now. I don't know, Reb. Depends on what you mean by that. Like, I think he should keep building his legacy, but I don't think he has to. So I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I just want to be clear. Like, I think every fight from now on should be a legacy fight. Why not? I mean, if you're going to keep fighting, you might as well fight to keep building. But if, let's say, he didn't want to, I'm okay with that too. If he wanted to just fight, which I don't see, he doesn't strike me as that kind of person. Obviously, that's not what he's been doing, right? His last 5 fights have been what? Canelo, Madrimov, Spence. Who was before that? Porter, and Avanesian, right? Or maybe it was Avanesian and Porter, or whatever it was. I don't know. But yeah, so it's like, if he wanted to fight like, I don't know, give me somebody who's been calling him out, like Teofimo. You know, that I mean, I guess that'd probably be it. I guess that's something to say. It's not a legacy fight for Bud, but it's Teofimo's not a nobody. So I guess I don't know if that's a good example or a bad example. But what I'm saying is that whatever he wants to do with, I'm cool. If he wants to fight Jake Paul, I'm cool. But I just don't think that's realistic. That's what I mean exactly. Okay, bet, right? I just make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, I just think that, man. Shout out to Bud, man. I just think he can do whatever he wants now, man. I personally think, Reb, the risk. Now, let me know what y'all think. I think the risk might outweigh the reward, unless it's like a Canelo rematch or something like that. Cause I don't know, man. Even with Usyk, I wouldn't be mad if Bud and Usyk retired. I wouldn't be mad if Cinnamon retired. Let's say Tank doesn't want to fight Shakur, Bud should fight Tank. Hey, teacher's trolling, bro. He said Bud should fight Tank. Damn. Yeah, you got to be trolling, man.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
Yo. We got my boy Oster in the building. You there, bro? He might be getting his phone together, getting his stuff together. People quick to say he should fight, but yeah, I think Benavidez is. I think anybody say he should fight Benavidez is crazy. I know you're serious, Teach. Yeah, you seriously wilding. You are seriously wilding. I think Oster's trying to get his mic right.
Doc, you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you now, my brother, loud and clear. What's good, bro? Appreciate you calling in.
I got you, glad.
Talk to me now. What you talking about with this Jake Paul nonsense, man?
No, I'm saying like, hold on.
No,
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Okay, no. I was saying this. This is what I was saying, right? I was saying like, because I was talking about this earlier, and I said, Bud, like we got to go back to understand what I'm trying to say. That's why I hate texting when I'm talking to you, because you too educated. You too educated for me to be texting people while you talking to me. Like, you way too educated for that shit.
Seriously, I appreciate
me
it,
feel like
man.
I'm sitting here. But anyway, I'm saying like, no, for real, just a trajectory of Bud. Like, he came up, he ain't getting his money, he ain't getting his props, he ain't getting none of that shit now. And that's all fine and dandy, because he wasn't really on that time. He was trying to prove himself to people to actually get his accolades. Yep. But that's, love is love. So when you mix your determination into the sport, and when boxing, turned into a business, because it wasn't really like this, not into this in your face like business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now it's like that, you know what I mean? So Bud and he fought Spence, and that was the pinnacle. That was his like apex. That was the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So at that point, he figured like, you know what I mean, we should be good. So, but it wasn't that, because the power of people, you know what I mean, with this new
narrative,
with this
and
new
Spence wasn't good.
narrative boxing thing, you know, you still knock him down and this and that and that. So he picked. This is just me. I'm just saying he picked Canelo, and to pick Canelo. When I'm saying like to pick Canelo from a welterweight to pick Canelo, it's like
It's gangster, bro.
that was kind of crazy. You know what I mean? That's
Gangster,
like,
bro.
come on,
It's
man.
gangster, man.
I mean, you know, and I fuck with determination because I know, because see, he proven himself to me. You got to prove yourself to me. I'm not a fan of nobody. If you prove yourself to me, then I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. We go to the gates of hell, but I'm with you, my G, because you prove yourself to me. You know what I mean? So the fanboy shit is out the door. I already know what you could do. And so when it comes to him fighting Canelo, because that was people say that was the money grab, that was the this, that was the that, but
people hating, man. Go ahead.
yeah, it's all in the above. It's everything. But that's over. That was yesterday. Today is a different day. That's over. So what I'm saying today, that inside of boxing right now, what I'm saying is that there's no, because it's about money. Bud should be fighting for straight money now because it's nobody else. Who else to fight? You want him to go fight Bivol? You know what I said? Don't fight Bivol because you're just trying to get him to lose. Why don't you have him go meet Jesus and have a conversation with him and tell everybody what they talk about? Because y'all kind of get him to do the fucking invincible right now. Come on, like what's up? He done did the impossible. Come on. He done did the impossible. But what y'all trying to get? You got another feat? Like what the fuck? Fight Bivol for what? That's Canelo beef. That ain't got nothing to do with Crawford. They got nothing. Crawford, he beat Canelo. He ain't beat Crawford. They ain't got nothing to do with him. But that's what I was saying. I was like, man, I think that Crawford should sit back, Doc. True story. I would go to the beach and I would go fight Jake Paul.
No, okay. So when I disagree with you, I'm saying, yeah, fight Jake Paul. I'm saying Jake Paul won't target him. That's what I'm not saying. That I'm not saying not to fight Jake Paul. I don't disagree with you there. Yeah, like I said, if he wanted to fight his itchy gritchy grandma down the street, that's cool. You know, he has a freedom. To me, he has a freedom and he has the leverage. Well, let me rephrase. He might not have the leverage because I guess Turkey has the leverage in all honesty. But yeah, whatever he wants to do is cool with me. I'm saying that I don't think Jake Paul would target him because Jake Paul, that's not a money fight.
Not yesterday. Not yesterday.
Not today either, bro. Jake, he's not. Beating Canelo doesn't put you, bro. Okay, Bivol, bro. Bivol's not a money guy. Bivol beat Canelo.
That's what I'm saying. But hear me out. I got a certain sense of it. Like what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm trying to get everybody to understand what I'm saying, like in straight. I'm not saying Crawford is not up here in his weight class. This whole thing here is that people is making it seem like he's a 168. He never said that. He just came here to fight him. That's it. That was it. Now, what he gonna do after that? Nobody knows because he just came 3 weeks. Nobody know where he gonna land. So that's why I'm saying, like, after you fight Errol Spence, which was, you know, at 147, he was the face of boxing at 147, the pay-per-view king or whatever the case.
Right.
And the boxing is divided. So Canelo was that guy up in the weight class. He was that guy at 168. Like Tank is the guy at 135. You know what I'm saying? He's just the guy. And so I'm just saying, in retrospect, you fought Errol Spence, not under this pretense. This wasn't a plan. You fought Errol Spence. You know, you beat him. Okay, you didn't get the accolades that you're supposed to get because you just didn't do it. And this is why you said, you know what? Let me go fight Canelo. And it's cool. That's all fine. That's with the boxers. That's all fine. I'm talking about the day after. So you beat Canelo, regardless of whatever the case is. I don't feel there's another name in boxing that's going to get you more money than Canelo, unless you got a rematch with Canelo. Or
right. So how's Jake Paul getting there now?
No, I'm saying I sit back because it's about money. I mean, now remember I said before, Crawford, he fight for legacy. He did that yesterday.
Okay, so once again, bro, you said you went all the way back to come back to the same place that we're at. Terence Crawford is not the money attraction. I'm not saying he can't target Jake Paul, but who okay, so let me ask you, who did Jake Paul target? Who has been Jake Paul's real boxer as far as real boxers?
Right. He targeted Tyson, Tank, and thing. I'm not saying that.
Tyson, Tank, Canelo, and AJ. Those are the big guys, big money guys, right? Okay.
Big money guys, yes.
Right.
So what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying Crawford is gonna say, "Yo, I'm gonna fight you, Jake Paul."
Yeah, you're saying Jake Paul.
I'm just saying, if it was a next fight, if it was not saying that Jake Paul to say let's fight this, if it was a next fight that the people could choose, like me and you, and we could say
Yeah,
who
I
we wanted
wouldn't
him to
care.
fight.
I wouldn't care who
I
he
want him to
fights.
go chill out on the beach and go
Me
fight
too.
Jake Paul, get $100 million, and
Right.
sit on an exhibition. Don't take no chances and wait for one of these guys to come up.
But see,
and
that's
beat somebody,
what, that's
you're
what I'm
not making
saying
me the
though.
guy.
Jake Paul fighting Jake Paul is not an automatic 100 million. It depends on who he's fighting. Like for example, Jake Paul fought Mike Perry. That fight didn't do good. He was almost gonna stop fighting. The only reason why it started in the fight, I can't remember who he fought before that, so I don't want to lie. But Mike Perry was the first one before Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is the one that made it pop. That's why Jake Paul saw that, and now he wanted to fight Canelo first, and that fell through because of Turk.
Yeah.
Then AJ, that fell through, and then he landed on Tank. Now I will say this though, if Turkey steps in and he wants Bud to fight Jake Paul, then of course it'll happen. But as far as hold on, let me hit the super chat. Shout out to my brother Dub dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. You saw what he typed?
I read that. I
Yeah.
read that too.
Yeah, he talking about ask Oster what's the Mega Million numbers for Tuesday. Hey man, put me on, bro. Shout out to supporter, put me on, bro. Rev said no. Yeah, I agree, Rev, with you, but I get what Oster saying. Yeah, like if he fought Jake Paul, no problem. Yeah, he could fight whoever or not fight whoever he wants, bro. Crawford solidified, man. I don't even think he needed. Like I said this before. Canelo and Bud did not need to fight. That's why I appreciated the fight so much, because they're both already great. You know, that's why this is gonna make one of them even greater, and it made Bud even greater. You know, but Canelo to me is still great. He's not as great as he was, of course. If you lose, you're gonna get tarnished a bit, but he should not be thrown out, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Irony, bro. Oster, and I'm gonna pull up Ty, and then I'm gonna jump in for all of us to just chop it up. I appreciate you pulling up and explaining your point, though. I get what you're saying, though. I understand a little better what you're saying, though.
Without a doubt, player.
Yes, sir. God bless, man. Appreciate you, bro. Pull up my boy Ty. Yo. My brother Ty, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm on the 2K.
Oh, hey. You ain't hooping with Angel. Oh boy, did you see Angel Reese pull up? I ain't gonna lie. I think Angel Reese is a beast of a ball player, but me, I like Rakia Jackson, and I like Kelsey Plum, DJ Carrington. Angel Reese, she's all right. But man, when she pulled up on Bud, boy, hey, that was the best I seen her, boy. I said, hold on now.
It made me want to pull out a measuring stick. I was like, hold on, wait. I thought she was like 6'2", maybe 6'3", but nah. She was 6'7".
Hey. Stairway to heaven, boy. She was looking like the me, boy. Tall glass of water, you know what I'm talking about? Well, what up, though, bro? What's good, man? Bro, these fights, bro.
Much.
MJ Akhmadaliev out there pussyfooting, huh?
It's like, can I really critique his effort? He tried to fight, but I feel like he could have did a little bit more.
I agree.
Based off of how him and his promoter were talking.
I agree. Eddie Hearn was talking cash. I agree. Me too.
And then giving him the your country's garb or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Before, like that's something you give to him like in the locker room.
Facts.
After the fight.
You feel me? Yeah, I agree with you.
Presenting that to him early like that, it's just like, bro. If somebody said he came in there to lay down, I can't be mad at them because of his body language, the stuff he did. In certain spots, you can question.
That's a good point. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, when you said that, I was like, yeah, man, giving it to him before the fight. I didn't think that was a good look. It just looked like you're too appreciative of the opportunity. Of course, you're gonna be appreciative, but you're a little bit too appreciative, like it was a gift.
If we remove all that stuff and Eddie Hearn and him yapping, I probably wouldn't question his effort. But it just looked some type of way to me.
No, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. Yeah, he definitely didn't. I would say he didn't do himself any favors that fight. I would say that he definitely didn't do himself any favors.
It was social media stuff that really made me think of Arnold. Because we seen Arnold Barbosa harassing Tio for 2.5 years straight. Social media, popping up at events. Just to go out there and put out a stinker.
Yep. And get slapped too.
Yeah.
He got slapped and put out a stinker. Come on, Barbosa. What are we doing, man? What are we doing, man? You right about that. You right about that, man. Let me pull up irony real quick, man. You have more to add, or you still got more time?
Oh, no, I'm cool.
Okay,
cool.
Man. Yeah, I figured you'd be chilling, man. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. Bodega Ty in the building. Irony in the building, man. What's good, brethren?
What's up, brother? God bless you.
Man, God bless you too, man. Dios te bendiga, mi hermano.
Dios te bendiga, exactly.
Yes, sir, man.
I don't know. I mean, what are you? Are you just recapping the fights, or I just saw the Inoue and MJ, bro. I fell asleep, bro. I felt bad.
Bro,
I was
me
like,
too,
man.
bro. Hey, I was tired, bro. Hey, bro, we was up since the England fight, the Vegas fight, you know, the England fight,
I
the
missed
American
that
fight.
one, bro. I saw the Donovan Crawford fight. Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. That one I missed because I had to go to a church function. So I missed that. I caught the co-main, Ishmael Davis and Aguiarco, so Black Panther versus Black Thunder, but I missed the main event. So
okay.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people are unhappy, man. They think that Lewis Crocker got over, man.
I mean, for what I saw, and I'm starting to get Patty Donovan is starting to get on my nerves because he's dirty. As good as he is, quote unquote, he's dirty as hell.
Little dirty joker, huh?
Yeah, man. Like he hit him with after the bell, he hit him with the elbow for his troubles and everything. It's like, oh, don't pussy out this time. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, let's pump the fucking brakes. You know, you're this is not an MMA fight, buddy.
Facts.
But anyway,
facts. No, that's a good point.
Did you think it was a tough fight for Inoue? Because I saw kind of a tough fight, but not as maybe not as.
It's not as tough as I like, but I don't think it was. And that's what we were talking about too. Like the Inoue, I thought that he won, but you know, I saw some people say, "Oh, it was the easiest fight that he's had in a while." It's like, let's not confuse getting dropped with. I just think that he was less reckless. I think that he respected Akhmadaliev more than he respected like a Cardenas and Yuju Kim, rightfully so. But I also think it was a combination of what Ty said. I was disappointed in the effort of Akhmadaliev, but I think that he was also wary of being too reckless too. But I wish he would have gave more effort. But I despise the fact people are saying, oh yeah, he could have knocked him out. He just didn't want to. Like, bro, stop it, man.
And if anybody should be quote unquote reckless, is Akhmadaliev, because you're the one trying to take what he's got, right?
Right, I agree.
So if you want to get, I mean, you're supposed to take it from the champion. The champion is supposed to be there and fight like he's the challenger.
Right, exactly. So I thought Inoue fought a good fight, but I think people are just, in my personal opinion, I feel like people are being a little bit too disrespectful to MJ Akhmadaliev. Did he not have a great? Did he have a great performance? No, but. I don't think that he was some charity case that didn't get knocked out because he just and Inoue just didn't want to. It's like, bro, he's never been knocked out before. Like, so I don't know where people getting this from.
Right. Yeah. Let's not get carried away. I guess I understand the people's side, the quote unquote people's side, because this was supposed to be the guy, right?
Yes, I agree.
The guy that beat the guy. So, including me, bro. I saw a few MJ fights and I'm like, well, okay, maybe now we're talking. You know, but I mean, that's just a testament of people epic, bro. People just gotta give Naoya Inoue his flowers.
Yep,
I'm doing it.
He's a
I
beast,
never
man.
mentioned that ever.
Or should I say he's a monster? Sorry.
You know, let's drop it with the resume, with the opposition. That's all. He's put that to bed. In my view. So. I mean, I guess that's it. I'm looking forward to Yasuo, obviously. But...
Oh yeah, that's wait, is that next month or this month? Is that the end of this month? Saturday. Wow, that junk came up fast. Oscar Collazo and Gabriela Fundora.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, Gabriela Fundora is the co-main. Yeah, forgot about that.
I thought Bud couldn't last 3 rounds. Yeah, man. I thought, hey, I want to say, you crazy didn't think he would last 3, but. I had Canelo winning by 10th round stoppage, not 3. 3 is crazy. But shout out to Bud, man. Well, yeah, yeah, man. Oscar Colossus this weekend. That's good, man. So we got more boxing, man. Let's go. Have you ever spoke with Oscar Collazo? Irony.
That's gonna change.
Oh, I can't hear you. What you say?
I'm getting a headset on I think Wednesday or Tuesday, so I'm gonna start my lives and everything. But I haven't spoken to him yet. But that's gonna change real soon.
Oh, it's gonna. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, let me know if you if you need any suggestions or you have any questions on anything in particular. Like I said, there's a lot of YouTube videos and stuff that.
I get a few questions actually. If I'm gonna do an interview, right? And the guy maybe stupid question, but I would like to get your take. If I'm interviewing a guy and he doesn't speak English, right? I'm doing the interview in Spanish. I should be like translating as I do the interview, right? Is that right? That look right or?
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
It'll help with your exposure in your video too. You know, have Spanish and English. So
that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like both markets.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. Actually, I think you should. So like say like, you're interviewing me. I would say it in Spanish and then repeat it in English, and then or wait. Exactly. So if you're talking, say that you're talking to a Spanish speaker, then you say it in English first, and then repeat it in Spanish, and let him respond, and then repeat his response in English.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like a Subiel or somebody like that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think that'd be dope.
Awesome. That's about it, bro. I mean, I'm still like crossing my fingers to get up a Thai and Surdo, but I'm like whatever at this point.
Right.
We're definitely getting Inoue Nakatani now, aren't we?
Hey, let's go. I can't wait, bro. Good Lord willing, man. Yep, I'm about to pull up the other two, man, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go right ahead. Appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I can understand him, fighting if he came to 168. Irony. I'm talking to Irony and Oscar, yeah. But
you talking to all of us now. You were talking to just Oscar before.
That's right. I'm glad I got everybody. I'm glad I got everybody. You heard me? I'm glad. No, but anyway, for real though, it would be different if he fought somebody at 168. You know what I mean? And just won right now, and it was the hype, a nice little bit of money, but Canelo was still sitting there. Because Canelo, at the end of the day, is the cash cow. He is everything that you wanted. He's everything, all the titles. If I can't forget something, he's all that. You get what I'm saying? So if he went and fought him, I'm just saying sensibility. If he fought him, okay, cool. You passed that mountain. That was yesterday. Today's a whole new day. That's fine. We passed that. And today, you just took the crown from the top guy. There's no other guy to sit there and think you're going to get more money than you fighting this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
What you saying, Oscar?
So I was telling him that since Crawford is the most respected fighter, also, because there was some fans, the Spence, then he beat Spence, and there was like all the upset, the pushback, and then he beats Canelo, and I'm afraid they're gonna be pushback. I seen a video from Aiden Ross actually. It was like somebody propped it up, but it was like Aiden Ross.
What are we doing?
He was like, somebody called me. They told me to bet all in Crawford. It was one of them calls.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, like talking about bet $1 million.
They're trying to come up with narratives,
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I did see that. Okay,
but no, what I was telling Oster was like, wouldn't you think it'd be like a Canelo situation where everything you do is a step back until they like Oster said, manufacture a fighter. So it'd be good if he just writes off for a year and a half or a year or whatever, and then comes back for those exhibitions or whatever he wants, because he is sometimes undisputed. He achievement-wise, he achieved the top.
Yep.
So anybody they put in front of him, we're just gonna look like we see Canelo with all the incomes as a setback. They're not offering you a challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but number one, people that were ranked number one was a step back. You know, everything's a step back, as you know, and that's how they treat him. But yeah, I think Terence Crawford, man. I think Running Reb said it in the chat, like it should be legacy or just leave it alone, man. I think
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah, I think so, man.
I mean, he reached the top. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. He's the best fighter of this era, hands down.
If he goes to 160, like he said in that post-fight interview, man, I mean, I think he has to be the favorite, right?
Yeah.
At this
I
point,
feel like he'll fight Adames though. Yeah.
I feel like that too. I feel like that's a better matchup.
Yeah.
Most favorable matchup. No disrespect to Adames or
Or
anybody
Lara.
else. Yeah, Lara's a good one too. That's a favorable matchup too. You got to pull me back up. You got to join back in. Oh, I see you now. But yeah, I think that
What's the most favorable matchup?
favorable right there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Who's the favorable matchup, Doctor?
Oh, I think that what Oscar said, Adames and Lara. I think that's the most favorable.
Yeah,
for
I agree.
Bud
I agree.
160. Yeah, but I would like to see Janabek the most, obviously.
Yeah.
If he's gonna do that.
Honestly, I would like to see
That's the
Janabek
toughest
though.
of the bunch. I would say that's probably the toughest of the bunch.
Yep. Yeah, man. I just think I just like Oscar said, man, with that Aiden Ross stuff. I just it's inevitable, but I just don't want to see anybody tarnishing.
It's just so
his
sad, bro. He
accomplishment.
can't get any praise. No.
Nope.
It's just crazy to me that like
no one gets praise.
Bro, give this man his flowers. Like he destroyed Errol Spence.
Nope.
And he dismantled Canelo. I mean,
yep.
What else is there to do? Give him his praise. But no, he's like, oh, it was rigged.
Yeah, and Canelo's hyped, so you know.
Yeah, and Canelo's hyped. Canelo's not that good.
Bro, it's crazy to me, bro. This is nuts. Brandon Adams got to get a big fight. Shout out to Brandon Adams, yeah. I mean,
hey, Brandon Adams.
Hey, I missed that fight, fellas. I missed that fight, but I heard it was fire, right?
Yeah, that was a good one, man.
Yeah, it was fire. Before Billy and Lester, I think that was gonna be fight all night.
Yeah, that was good.
But then Billy said, "Pull my gloves."
Facts. Brandon Adams got to get a big fight. I don't know where does he go? Anywhere, I guess 154, anywhere. So he just came off that, that's a good victory because he just came off that L to Katz, right? I think it was a split decision. He's like he could
be Jesus Ramos, maybe.
I don't know.
Ramos,
I wouldn't be mad at that. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what is Jesus doing. Like, I don't know. He's at 154, 160. Like,
I don't know. That's why I'm throwing him over.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Well, I mean, no, I know what he's doing next. I'm just saying, like, I don't know which one he's going to commit to. He's fighting Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. next, right? Or am I tripping?
Oh, okay.
Wait, am I tripping?
I can tell you what he's not doing.
What's he not doing?
You're not.
He is fighting. Okay, he's fighting Shane Mosley Jr. next, but he's fighting him at 160. So I don't know what he's doing. Like, I don't know if he's fighting at one. But what's he not doing though?
He's not putting on them boots.
Yeah, I don't know
like that.
I'm thinking he's
I'm
gonna
not
stay
gonna
at
say he
160,
ducked
man.
boots.
Oh, my bad,
but he could have just said, "Hey, because of my contract, I can't go fight on the zone."
Mm.
True.
Say that.
So
it's not a duck, if you're being
own.
honest.
He said my own.
Yo. S. Lisi
You know
says
damn well
Bud
he got
and
that.
Pac-Man would be a big fight. You see what I'm talking about? Come on, man. You trying to get Pac-Man killed, bro. That fight would have been good years ago when Bob Arum didn't want it to happen in Top Rank, but come on, bro. You trying to get Pac-Man killed, man? Don't do that to Pac-Man, bro.
They're butchers. Yeah, we got some butchers here.
Yeah, come on.
That's
man.
for sure.
Come on, man. Pac-Man barely got through the Barrios fight, bro. Don't do that to Pac. Not this Pac. Man, you know, back in the day when Pac, you know what I'm saying? That'd have been a good fight a while ago, but nah.
Agreed.
And I know some people might disagree with me, but in their I might have Pacquiao in their primes. And I could be wrong though. Yeah, I could be wrong. But and there's no disrespect against Bud. I got in their primes, I got like, let's say they fought at like 140 or something like that. I would have Floyd and Pac over Bud. But hey, I've been wrong before, clearly.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't, but I feel you. Like I wouldn't put it past him either. Like I got all the faith in the world on Bud, but when it comes to those two in their primes, bro, man,
Yeah.
anything can happen. For
But
real.
I wouldn't be mad at anybody picking Bud though.
Right. I feel the
Yeah.
same way about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, God bless you too, Dub. I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm right behind you too, man. I'm about to get off as well.
Yo, could y'all hear me?
Nah.
No.
Y'all can't hear me now?
I mean, we hear you now.
No. Yeah, now we do.
Hey, yo, I jumped out twice. I'm like, what the fuck? I think it's my phone. I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, yo,
You
I'm
know you're on
talking
that trap
to
phone, man. You know you're on that trap phone, man.
Nah. Here we go. Nah. No, I'm on my phone though, but I'm bugging out because my phone been bugging lately.
Yeah.
Because I was talking and shit just went blank. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nah, we didn't hear anything you said. Since I pulled you back up, we didn't hear
It
anything.
I know that's why I kept blocking. That's why I kept jumping out. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, man, fellas, though, I appreciate the recap, man. I'm about to go ahead and slide and give me some food and stuff like that too, man.
I'm gonna get home now. If you're still on in about 30
you telling
minutes,
me, Doc, that
I'll chop it up.
What you say, Irony?
So, Doc, you
Sorry.
telling-
Oh, sorry, my bad. What you say, Irony?
I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna get home now, so I'm gonna drop off. But if you're still on in about 20
Okay.
to 30 minutes, I'll chop it up.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Y'all don't forget to smack that
God
like
bless
button for your
you,
boy,
and
man.
God
Hey, God
bless
bless you as
people.
well. God bless you as well.
I ain't be safe, player. Be safe. Be
Yes,
safe.
sir.
You heard me?
What you were saying, Oster?
Appreciate it.
No, I wasn't saying. I was just talking. I got to make sure that I was back on. I'm like, because I was trying to fucking get on. I'm like, yo, I'm talking and shit, and the shit just my phone be tripping the last couple of days. I'm like, yo, I see the little green shit around there, and I don't see it move. So I'll try to jump out and jump back in. I'm like, yo, the fuck is going on? But
yeah, he said I'm talking money wise. Okay, I see what you said, Lisi. Okay, my bad, misunderstood. Yeah, that'd be but I don't want to get Pacquiao. I like Pacquiao, man. I like Bud too, obviously, but I mean, hey, but like my boy Ty says, if Pacquiao's gonna be fighting, hey, pack him up, then. But I just don't like when the older legends be fighting way past their prime and get hurt, man. But yeah, I mean, hey, if they want to fight, they let them fight. But shout out to I do have a question. What you say? Go ahead, bro. What you say?
Not to ask you. Is it a name? If Bud fights Shiraz right now, all I'm saying is this, because in Bud career, not everybody else, in Bud career, where he at now, I don't have no problem today, after yesterday, because he fought Canelo. I have no problem with him saying, I'm not putting these gloves on for nothing but money. I have no problem with that.
No one's disagreeing with that part. I don't think anybody disagrees with that part.
So you think that him fighting Shiraz, who you think right now, as today, who inside of that's gonna give him more money than Canelo?
No, nobody's gonna give. I mean, nobody gets more money than Canelo.
That's why I was talking about the exhibition. But that's why I was talking about the exhibition with Jake Paul. That's why I was saying that. I wasn't saying it like.
But no one's disagreeing with you. We said that Jake Paul would not target him. That's what we're saying, because Jake Paul, he's not a attraction, bro.
Right, he won't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's not an
target.
attraction. Like, we can't confuse him being good. Like Jake Paul, none of his targets in boxing, they've been the opposite of being the best. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why he went to Canelo and AJ and Tank, and they happen to be good, is because there's nobody else. Like there is no other 60-year-old iconic Mike Tyson out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if there was, then he would fight them. But his next best option are three guys that happen to be good, but he didn't target them because they're good. He targeted them because they're big business. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that Bud, unless Turkey is involved, then I could see it being, if he facilitates it, then of course, he bringing all the money. But Bud is not a guy that you fight to make money. Bud is a guy that you fight because you trying to take what he got. So you trying to build your own legacy. Like Boots. Like Boots is not fighting Bud because he wants money. He fighting him because he want his legacy. He want to take that. So yeah,
I would just retire.
Yeah,
I'll retire.
I think you should retire too. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
There's just no names.
Yeah,
it's just nobody out here right now.
You're talking on that sense, but what I was trying to say, it was like on the critic side, you reach the highest, so anything you do past then, it's gonna look like a step back. So the critics will see, but it's not like the critics are gonna come.
Yep.
No, the critics are coming, and he beat the best. He beat the face of boxing. It's like,
well, you know what's crazy though, Oscar? Not only did to emphasize your point, not even only did he beat the best, I mean the face of boxing, he beat the best, like Oster said too, like he beat the best person that was available. There's nobody that would be better than, from a revenue standpoint and from a skill and accomplishment standpoint. There's nobody that's reasonable in his weight class that is better than Canelo in any way.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't get how people could see that and then also say, oh, he's overrated. Like, come on, bro. Like, we gotta stop it, bro. Like, Bud Bud is just better, dog. That's all that happened. Like, I'm like, you know me, bro. I would tell you, I told you I thought Canelo's performance in Skull was trash. I don't think that performance against Bud was trash. I just think that Bud was better. You know, and then the fact that I feel like, maybe I'm watching something else, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like I saw Canelo try different things and Bud had an answer for everything. That's all. That's like, I don't know, man. I'm not disappointed in Canelo at all. Like, of course, I thought he was going to win, but I'm not disappointed in him. Because if I was disappointed in Canelo's performance and effort, that means that I would also have to say that, okay, well, Bud didn't really do that much of the good thing because Canelo didn't really fight a good fighter. Canelo didn't look the same, or Canelo was bad. And no, I thought Bud fought arguably the best Canelo that we've seen since, I don't know. Maybe since Caleb Plant. Yeah, facts. Maybe since Caleb Plant.
You know what's the funny shit? You know the video you put up? The one you said about, you was talking about Canelo and Bud fight just now. I remixed it. You know, I remixed it. I got 1.5K on that because I'm like, yo, because you talking some shit. No real rap though. No real rap though. I ain't holding you. I put it up there like, yo, boom, boom, boom. I said, this Doc, you know what I mean? Doc talking to me, you know what I mean? He talking right because I respect what Canelo did because Canelo understood what it was. I respect what he said. Like, you know, nah, he ain't say no bullshit. If you know the narrative of the commentator, he was like, yo, I had you, Canelo, for the whole fight. He wanted Canelo to feed into that. He's like, nah, don't do that.
Yes, bro. That's what he said, bro. And that's that one guy, ES News or whatever. And Canelo shut, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you, and the way Bud handled himself after the fight, which is nothing less than I expect, you know what I'm saying? You're a stand-up dude. But also the way that Canelo handled himself, which is nothing less than I expect, a stand-up dude. And you saw where the nonsense was coming from. It came from that dude talking about, hey, Canelo, I had you up on the scorecard. He expected Canelo to be like, yo, you know, they robbed me. No, Canelo said, hey, man, we got to live with it, bro. Yeah, he shut it down. He said, hey, man, we got to accept defeat. And he said Crawford was a better man. That's it. Bro, let some stuff go, bro. And then I saw somebody saying, oh, you know, I don't like how Canelo so easily took defeat. Like, he just accepted it. What do you, and then if he would have made an excuse, you would have said, oh, he making excuses. Like, bro, like, actually, I think sometimes we don't realize that how the impossible situations that we put other people in, bro. Like, there's no, so he accepted the defeat, and you have a problem with that. Oh, he just laid down. He was cool with it. Like, he planned it. But then if he tries to say, oh, man, the judges robbed me, whatever, you go say that, oh, he making excuses. Like, come on, bro.
And Doc, if he wouldn't have said nothing, you would have said, oh, he just did it for the money.
Yep.
He's not right. He tried to keep it 100% and say, yo, listen, man, you know, I did this, I did that. You know, he was a better person tonight, man. You know, he's similar. Listen, and you know, it's the icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. He said, yo, is he better than Mayweather? I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with this question? What that got to do with this fight?
Yeah.
What that got to do with this fight?
Nothing.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck that got to do with what's going on now? That was fucking 25 fights ago.
You feel me?
How long ago was that?
Yeah, I don't even know how long ago that was. That was a long time.
Yeah, it's like 25 fights ago. Remember, he was 42. Listen, remember, he was 42-0. He was 42-0 when he fought Mayweather. And the next loss he took was to Bivol.
Yep.
That was damn near 22
I
fights
later. He was 23 years ago. He was 23 years old, right? I think when he fought.
Yeah, but the fight,
so 12, literally 12 years ago, bro. Damn.
Yeah, but it was 22 fights. Because, you know, sometimes you fight once a year, two times a year, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And so I go by the fights. I'm like, yo, I know he was 42-0 when he fought Mayweather. That was the first loss. And the second loss was Bivol. He was damn near 62 and fucking 62-0 at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah, he caught the one.
I think if the reporter was gonna ask something like, which of your losses was like, but even then, it's like, if you're out of place, read the goddamn room. Like, no, what does that got to do with this?
Huh?
It's like, what does that got to do with this fight?
And I don't get me wrong, I get it because you were trying to, facts, Oscar, yeah, exactly. I mean, but I was gonna say, and I'm not defending the guy, but I would say I understand if you're trying to get something fruitful out of or interesting, like trying to make it seem like, okay, I'm trying to hypothetically set up Bud versus Floyd, like who's greater or whatever, like you know what I mean?
They did.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's just like even then, it's like, bro, like relax, bro. Let them get this night, bro. Like, bro,
That's all I've been seeing tonight,
Doc,
man. Like I've been
we got
seeing
one point.
like I was telling Ty
How-
actually, it was like the how Mexicans like real like from Mexicans from Mexico or Mexicans the first generation that got here, like me that I moved from Mexico to here,
right?
Or my parents that they lived their whole life in Mexico and then they moved here,
right?
It's like we don't really rock with Canelo like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the most criticism is like Mexico and those people.
Yep.
And like I've been watching like all number of news like, and all they're saying is, "Oh, he disrespected boxing. How can you let this happen? How can you lose to a guy too?" I'm like, bro, this guy is good. He's great.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. I don't
He's
understand.
he's the type of people that just come in once in a lifetime. It's like he's that dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just different, man. I swear to God, hey, yo, Doc, no bullshit, right? And I be bugging out, right? Because I be going by people aura. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of nobody because I do what the fuck I do. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna punk me. I ain't a fan of nobody, but I respect men, real men. I'm talking about all around men. You know what I mean? Like if you come down past me, Doc, and you got a good suit on, I'm like, man, you look good, my G. I like that suit, man. You killed that. You heard me? I'm gonna give you your props. I'm gonna give you your props. You know what I mean? Because that's why you put it on. Us as men, that's why we put it on. You know, nah, man, you killed that shit with those shoes. Nah, you killed that. I ain't gonna hold you, my G.
Right.
Love is love. I ain't gotta know you. You could just be walking past me. Love is love, man. You look. Man, yeah, you did that. You did that,
people
homie.
Be
you
scared
heard
to
me?
give compliments, man.
Yeah, you did that, homie. I ain't gonna hold you. You did that, man. I swear to God. I mean, I'm looking good though. Don't get it wrong. But you did that though. I ain't gonna hold you. You did that.
Yo, so funny,
real
bro.
rap though. You put that shit together. You hear me? I'm doing me right now, but you
I'm
put that
killing me
together.
too
though.
now,
You heard
but
me?
gosh, dang that.
Yeah, don't get it wrong now. Don't get it wrong.
Them
I'm that
gosh
nigga
dang
in
red
here. Don't get it
loafers
wrong.
with the gosh dang cufflinks. Ooh, what? You
But I
killing
like
it.
that. You put that together though. You killed that though. You heard me? God, they got the cufflinks and the whole. God damn, you did a little. You heard me? So I know next time I come to this spot, I'm gonna come right. I gotta get fully equipped. No real
Hey,
rap
look
though.
what
I
Tom,
respect you, homie.
said. I got you, Kendrick. I got you. Look what Tom said. Look what Tom said. He said, "Hey, it's a thin lounge. He respected enough."
No, did he?
Hey, yeah. Hey, man, fellas, I'm finna slide though, man. I'm gonna give you some food, man. I'll pull
Yo,
up
keep it
Kendrick,
safe, player.
Hey, you too, man. I appreciate y'all always
I give
coming
a
through, man.
closing
Holding it
statement,
down,
Doc?
man. Say it again, Oscar. Sorry.
Can I give a closing statement?
Oh yeah, I thought y'all was gonna chill. That's why I was. Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Nah, I gotta go. I gotta go sleep.
Okay.
I gotta film in the morning.
Okay.
We always chill. We gotta get close in because you leaving, Doc. We always chill. We gotta get close in for you. This your channel. What you
I'm
talking
telling
about?
you, I appreciate it, man. You're right. I appreciate that. You're right. Go ahead, Oscar.
I got a closing statement.
Closing statement. But great fighter this era, hand down.
Hey.
He beat Errol Spence. He deserves his flowers for that.
Hey.
He beat the face of boxing. He deserves his flowers for that. He beat the people in 140. He deserves his flowers for that. Do not take credit away from him. He is not only a generational talent. He's embedded in boxing history. He's gonna be the Durant of the future generation.
Facts.
And Justin K disappointed me tonight. I was expecting more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey.
Good talk. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you go, Oscar, but I had smoke for you.
You let me go?
No, I know what Kendrick
His smoke came 2 hours and 45 minutes too late. Head ass.
Well, motherfucker, I got shit going on. I'm sorry. Fuck. Nah. Oscar is alright, bro. It's all love. But don't ever doubt Bud again. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy.
My close statement
they
is
care about this fight.
Yo, my close statement is it is what it is. You know what I mean? Hopefully, my close statement is since all this is gathered up and we put this in the box already, that shit was yesterday, you heard me?
Mm-hmm.
I truly hope that the young boxers that's coming up today will connect to this kind of attitude and don't care about the record and the narratives because that's what's going on today. You got to be a pure boxer and stick what you do. and you'll get it. You'll get it later on. I mean, it is what it's a great risk.
I love that. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's a great risk, but if you follow, you know what I mean, you keep certain, certain things with you, man, and don't go for all that other stuff because nobody make you but you. And I just hope that, with Crawford, with his shit, because his whole experience is about him. He done been out of contracts. Why you signed in the contract, this and that. You was doing it wrong. You was doing it right. It's all good though, but sometimes go with your gut.
Yep.
Just go with your gut. Just go with your gut. Fuck it. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. I mean, if the machine's behind it, it's not going to work anyway. You know what I mean? So go with your gut.
Man,
And sometimes
I
you be
like
that
that.
little. Sometimes you be that little bug, that one little bug that's in that big ass machine, and it just get malfunction. You a little bug.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, right, Doc? You an
Yep.
engineer, you know they call
Shake
it
up
the
yeah,
bug in the
little
machine.
yeah,
Little
facts.
small
Shake up.
bug that got
Yeah.
everything missed. That fucked everything up. You
Hey,
heard me?
what it was, y'all watch Marvel? Oh, I know Kendrick does. I think we talked about it before. But I remember that. Well, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was Ant-Man when he was like in the quantum realm, and then that mouse stepped on the thing. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Stepped on the little
You
button,
fucking
and that's
right.
that's what got everything back straight. You never know. Yeah, you just be
You
a
fucking
little
right.
glitch or a little. You never know, man. So
You already know, Doc. You're an engineer. That's your job. See, my job on the computer side with the NBA, I'm fucking with the computers. Oh, this shit is going real wrong. We need an engineer to come back and just reset all this shit. We need to go this route. We ain't even going this route. That's what we call you at. That's why I tell you all the time. You come and correct me. Love you like
I
cook
appreciate it,
food,
man.
kid. You heard me? Love you like cook food, kid.
Likewise, man. Shout out to Liberace, appreciate it, Kendrick. Yeah, shout out to you, Oster, appreciate you, bro. Likewise. Go ahead, Kendrick.
And I'm just here. I wanted to ask you a question about. Y'all
Me?
mentioned it. I heard y'all talking about it. Yeah, I
Okay.
heard y'all talking about it.
Okay.
With what Canelo said. Remember yesterday when I said I forgot who asked it. Was it Oster or somebody? I don't know if it was Oster who asked it, but somebody said it's Bud over Mayweather now. And I was the one who was like, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
It wasn't
We was
me. It
talking about
wasn't
last
me.
night. I don't think Oster asked it though. I don't think
Okay.
Oster asked it. Somebody else asked it. That was in there. There's too much people in there.
Yeah,
But
there was a lot of people. Yeah, we was deep. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate it.
but yeah, I think that he is personally. I always thought that he was like right under him. He just needed a signature allocated to put him over and win, and this is all of that in one. And to me, he beat Canelo in a better way. While Mayweather did style on him, don't get it twisted. I think the way he beat Canelo was like almost debilitating in a way because we don't see Canelo moving backwards, bro, especially by no little man. So that to me kind of made Bud seem like the realest motherfucker alive to me. So yeah, that's how I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, I think I think it was more impressive because he beat a better version than Canelo. But I think
that part too. Yeah,
but I think that
too.
Floyd was more dominant. I think this fight was closer than the Floyd
I
one.
think so too.
Yo,
Yeah.
can I
I was gonna say that.
Hey Doc, can I see something real quick that I forgot real quick? Now, you know how people say that Crawford is the GOAT? You know what I mean? I don't think he's the GOAT because I honestly don't. I respect the legends. I respect what the stones they planted. You know what I mean? So I think that pictures could just be added and stones can be added to this. I don't think nothing can take away from it. So what Mayweather did, you can't take that away from what Crawford's doing today. So I don't say the GOAT. I don't say the GOAT. I say how I pronounce it? The GOAT. I pronounce it GOTE.
Okay, yeah, I saw Oscar put
greatest-
that. I wasn't familiar with that. Greatest of this era. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
The greatest of this era.
Yeah,
That's what I
greatest of this
say. The
era.
greatest
Yeah, I
of
like
this
that.
era.
I'm not mad at
Because
that.
people plant they shit in their era. You can't just take what you did in this era because a lot of things change. So you can do things in this era and make it seem like it. As long as you cool and you good in this era, you can't take enough. I don't even compare Crawford to Mayweather at all.
Yeah, shout out to him. He asked that question too. He said the same thing. He said Floyd was the man in his era. He says he's the man in this era. So I thought that was a great answer.
I don't believe in GOAT status.
Yeah.
I've never believed in it. I think I said it here before. the greatest of the era. That's what I.
Yeah, I like
that's what I
that.
go by.
I like
I don't
that.
really go by.
I
the greatest
think
of all
it's
time.
good conversation. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, I was gonna agree with
That's
you.
okay.
I think it's good conversation sometimes, but you know, I don't mind for conversation, but I think that is a better way to phrase it and to look at it. You know, grades of each era and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
this era. You know why I say this era? Because there's a lot of people, like they say, we got it on Netflix now. There's a lot of people. How Mayweather, uncle said it. You don't know shit about boxing. A lot of
Rest
people
in
don't
peace,
know shit
Roger,
about
man.
boxing. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
This is 100% facts. You don't know about highlights and what your narrative. You don't know shit about boxing though.
Hey, Ultra,
Not
is
real
that
boxing.
is that when he has Skip Bayless? What's a pull counter? And he's like, I never heard that term before. is that it?
Can I ask you a quick question?
I think
How you
I
like?
don't know if that's the same clip. I don't know, but yeah, I remember what you're talking about though. I'm not sure if it might be.
Yeah,
Yo,
first take
how
don't know
you like
shit
about
about
the
boxing though.
commentators?
They never did.
Yo, how you like?
Even
Yo, how you
today.
like about? Yo, do know some of the commentators don't know shit about boxing.
Absolutely.
Most of them don't.
They know shit about
Especially Mike
narratives.
Coppinger.
Yeah, they know shit about narratives. They don't know shit about boxing though. For real, they be up there bugging. You be like, yo, what the fuck is you talking about? Okay, cool, no problem. This is why people watch boxing on mute. True story though.
Dude,
I watch that shit on mute. Huh?
I had to do that this morning.
Yes, I watch it on mute because yo,
with Inoue and MJ, bro, they were saying MJ couldn't do not a goddamn thing right. He couldn't even breathe right. That's what they were saying. It's ridiculous.
I gotta take my L on that one.
Why? Oh, nah.
Because I picked MJ to win.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think that was. Yeah. I don't think that's. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's too bad, man. I think that was his best. Yeah, I don't think that's an L, man.
That's not an L. That's not an L.
It's an L only because I knew that MJ, like, his one flaw is him being lackadaisical. Is he gonna step forward and actually work? But that's what lost him the fight. The same exact thing.
But the wild,
But let me let Ty go, man. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Go ahead, Ty. If you there, I know my boy on that 2K though. Probably make some.
I know you tired, Doc.
Yeah,
but
I'm tired.
That man deserve all his credit. Canelo's still a guy of his generation, but we know who the man of this past decade or 2 decades are.
Ooh.
That's Bud.
Budrick?
That's crazy though, Doc.
Luther
That's
Vandross.
crazy,
But I'm gonna fast
Luther
forward.
Vandross?
I'm gonna fast forward to November because this is my closing statement. 7-5, 7584.
Haney.
By UD, Devin Miles Haney.
True story though. True story.
And we're
I'm
going
with you, Ty.
clockwise with it.
I'm with you, Ty. I'm with you with that one.
9-3 all cards, Haney.
Dang.
Hey, Doc. Can I give a prediction on that?
Hold on, what'd you say, Oscar? 8-4 Haney?
No. Yeah, 8-4 Haney. Unanimous decision.
Oh, I'm going to be different.
He's gonna wobble Brian Orton.
Oh wow.
That's
Nah. Listen. Hey yo, I'll tell you this much. My prediction. I'm glad we on that. I'm glad because I got
a quick prediction, bro. Wait, all this.
I know, Doc. I know you going. I know you going. You gotta eat. I know you going. You gotta eat. Don't worry about it. We need you on the stream though. You heard me? But anyway, I fuck with Dev. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't know how that shit gonna run. 7-4. 8-4, all that. But I think Dev's gonna pull that out from skills because Dev know what he into.
Shout out to y'all, man.
He know what he into. I think he gonna pull out for skills. Though, you know what I mean?
That's what's
so
up,
any
man.
score, I think Dev gonna put his hands up.
That's what's up. I got Norman at 7, man. I'm out.
It's
7, bro. I got Norman at 7, bro.
So you think Dev is gonna engage for Norman to get a 7? So that means that Norman gotta be on some real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could be wrong though. Hey, I was wrong about Canelo and Terence Crawford, so I could be wrong.
You wasn't wrong. You wasn't wrong about Canelo. You wasn't wrong. It just ain't work. You wasn't wrong because that's what it was.
I was wrong, but y'all be easy, man. All right, y'all, man. God bless y'all, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up.
Yo, keep it safe. No pizza, no pizza, no pizza, no pizza, no pizza.
Facts, no pizza for sure.
All right.
Yo, man, appreciate y'all rocking as always, man. Shout out to my brother Oster. Shout out to my brother Oscar. Shout out to my brother Ty in there. Shout out to my brother Kendrick in there. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate him pulling up, man. Appreciate all y'all pulling up, man. I got a slide. Hey, man, we did some shows this weekend though. We went crazy, man. So thanks for all the contributors. Thank you for all the super chats, all the likes. Don't forget to smack the like button, all the views, all the comments. What else? All the memberships, you know what I'm saying? Gifted memberships, renewal of the memberships, first time memberships. Thank y'all, man. Super chatters are everything, man. Hey, man, retweet it, you know, share the video. All that stuff really helps, man. That's free too. Like the video, share the video. Shout out to Big Dog Willie for renewing his membership. Shout out to Oscar for the $5. Shout out to Oscar for the $5. Shout out to Dub for the $2. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back on. I might be back on tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I probably will. If not, I'll definitely drop a video and all that good stuff in bonbons, man. So y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we could do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.